negative territory to head into the final couple of hours. But pretty interesting day as far as individual movement is concerned. We'll touch on everything we were discussing this morning coming up here. Go back and see where we can find some opportunities maybe this afternoon. Here is how the futures are setting up right now as we head into, as I mentioned, the final couple hours right now. It's the S&P and the Dow kind of leading together there. 0.6 for both at the moment. That's not the right direction. 0.3 meanwhile for the NASDAQ here, back to the downside as well. TSX here in Toronto, dead flat. Crude oil, dead flat as well. We gave it all back. When I sat down in the pre-market this morning, oil was up more than a full percent, right back to 0.25% now to the upside, 2.3 for Bitcoin. 5 full percent right now for Ethereum. It's been a pretty good day, although it was kind of a move up and then just sideways consolidation throughout the equity session anyways for Ethereum. 0.5% there for the S&P 500. It's industrials that are actually leading the way to the downside right now. Most of the negativity coming from the capital goods group within the industrial sector. Transportation, red. Commercial and professional services as well, also red on the afternoon. Here's the banks under pressure once again. It's been 2 or 3 days in a row back to the upside for banks. Not so much today. KeyBank here, little one, leading the way, 5% as far as market cap anyways. ZION down 5%. TFC also under pressure. Insurance companies, financial services also under pressure, although there are a few green in that group. Tech kind of ho-hum, I guess is a good way to describe this day. Semiconductors are red for the most part. They're leading. Hardware names also in negative territory, a little bit more positivity coming through for software names, including, Adobe having a pretty good day. 1.2% back to the upside for Adobe. Material stocks have been notably weak outside of Newmont here, 3.7 higher. Everything else downside along with the underlying prices today. Healthcare is green. Utilities are green. And consumer staples pretty green as well. STZ there, Constellation Brands, reported earlier in the week, 2.3% to the downside today. So taking a little bit of profit maybe. So that's kind of how we're setting up heading into the last couple of hours here. NASDAQ looks very similar, a little bit mixed for the most part. We did see early strength again in tech that we'll talk about coming up here. That's kind of faded throughout the day, but overall back to essentially flat. Hope your afternoon is going pretty well. Let's talk about a few opportunities we presented to you this morning in the pre-market, if you were with us, a ton of them to deal with, including Tesla was back on watch with these Chinese deliveries that came in better than expected, but overall it was kind of a ho-hum kind of a day for Tesla as well. Let's get into it. Neil's going to lead the way this afternoon with a look at one of his trades from this morning.
As always, brought to you by Day Trader World, C3AI. Every now and then, you guys have preparation in the morning, all the levels lined up, the stocks you wanted to trade, and then the short seller report comes out talking about potential issues with accounting for C3AI. So it's going to be in the tank. You know there's going to be some downward momentum, and you're looking for some trades in there. And it was much more explosive than I was anticipating. I'm just going to size it up here the last couple of sessions. There's been, of course, a gigantic run since the whole ChatGPT and all the excitement around the AI space. You can see C3AI has benefited from that. On the daily chart, supported at 20 bucks, breaking out a couple of days ago, a couple of sessions ago, through that 30 level, screaming up towards 35. And you can see right in here, you had this nice little low just above 32. That was yesterday's low, first pullback day on yet another bounce to the upside. If you look at the levels that came into play, I'll line them up. You had the previous high at 30 level. You had 27 in here, which was a little consolidation on the way up, and then you had 24 at the bottom. All those ended up mattering heck of a lot more than I would have realized today. Did not even get the short. I mean, it happened so early. A lot of, to have trades in here after that 34, 35, you're really Johnny on the spot. And this is the stock that you happen to be watching. You see it come across the wires. You're going to get your opportunity to very likely short that up at those highs. If you weren't watching it, your best opportunity was right going into the open when it starts consolidating just above that 30 level. And again, 31 was a bit of a previous high on that daily chart, the other wick that you see up there. But you're just looking to participate at the first opportunity, and it was right here. It gave a consolidation. I didn't want the flat bottom break, gave a consolidation off 32, so I jumped into it 32, giving it into that 32.5-ish high. It's actually pretty solid risk to reward. I know if it got to 35, I'd probably short that level. But first entry 32s, immediately you're getting 31s and then smack into 30. So this fell a heck of a lot faster than we're anticipating at this moment. And a lot of times I'm thinking rubber band action. Oh my goodness, $30. It's going to bounce off that previous high. You get a little bit too technical when it's a pure momentum trade. You can see that's exactly what happened to me here today, because it starts bouncing off 30 and I just start shorting 31s and covering it at 30. Like, oh my goodness, bang, it's giving you 80 cents, 60 cents, $1. You're fine. This is great. It's probably going to find support off this because it just continued to buy off the 30 level. There was even this little bit of a wick here, and this is what got me out ultimately. So you see it wicks underneath the 30 level on decent volume, comes right back and reestablishes. And a lot of times if I'm seeing a stock that's getting into what I think is a key level, support level, I might normally be like, yeah, you see that wick, go long the lower high, and then play the mean reversion trade. So if you like trading mean reversion, which I do, that's a setup for a long. If short, I get out. So I get out of the short trade there, which is easily the biggest trap. When you're thinking about something which is news-based and explosive like this, you have to step outside of your normal setups and just deal with the momentum that you're seeing in here today. So that's me getting out. It's still a good trade. I mean, you're taking 32s to 30s, you're taking 31s to 30. You're not that upset with it, but you are upset with it. It then breaks down, and I don't really trade it until it gets to the next key level. And you can see when it gets to that 27, I kind of feel like that's a bit of a decision point. In the back of my mind, I'm thinking, I want to get in where I know there's going to be good liquidity. And that's when we start scalping off 27 here. And now you're looking at 50 cent to $1 moves at the bottom look like absolutely nothing. Scalping off the lows. I keep thinking it's going to find a bottom. In the back of my mind, I'm thinking it's going to be around that 24 that we pointed out here. That's the support. So in my head, I'm thinking we're going to catch a bit of a bid, so we're only scalping those shorts. When it gets to 26, the next dollar down, we do a little scalp trading as well. When it gets to the 25 level, we do a little scalp trading. And even now, I'm flat on the stock, not into it, looking for that 24 to be an absolute bottom. But truth be told, the real story is it's great to be up and it's great to have caught something in the shorts, but when explosive news hits like this, you want to be able to jump out of your normal technical trading or whatever your style might be, and then just trend trade it. Sort of ignore a lot of the things that you normally do, which are sort of muscle memory for you, and jump into a different mode of trading. At the poker table, you got to be able to play fast, play slow, whatever the game requires. And I love the analogy because in trading, it's the same thing. You have to adapt to what the market is giving you. This was giving you just short it and hold it, instead of let's overthink it and try and get technical about it. So C3AI can always do better, but what a banger short it was, your trade of the day.
Yeah, the entire group with pretty impressive movement throughout the entire session. If you haven't done so already, make sure you grab that every single day. Very simple, scan the QR code or go to watchlist.tradertv.live, enter your email address, and then you get that. Every single day has what you need to know in the pre-market. Before we come on at 8:30, this was the note. I threw it out on Twitter, but this was the note, if anyone missed it, from Kerrisdale Capital, an open letter to the auditors at Deloitte talking about, where is it? Very aggressive accounting was the language they used. I saw somewhere down here anyways. They point to very aggressive accounting to inflate their P&L essentially for C3AI. So that was the catalyst to the downside. I was also watching this. Unity, 0.5%, popped up here on some volume on a note that they are raising prices. Not much follow through here. You can see volume already dying off a little bit as well. But yeah, Unity coming through, raising their prices apparently this afternoon. We mentioned Tesla to kick things off this morning, talking a little bit about some Chinese delivery numbers that came through a little better than expected. It was up 30+% year over year, so not bad. We'll take that. NIO, it's worth a note. Some of these other Chinese EV names were a little bit weaker on the day, coming off of what happened yesterday to Tesla. But back to the upside today, briefly, before it did fade out here, guys. It's been a bit of a choppy session so far.
Yo, everyone, welcome back. Yeah, good trade of the day there with AI. What a crazy day that's been. Too choppy for that one, except for downside, and then that bounce late right there on C3AI. But yeah, we're in Microsoft right here, but let's talk about Tesla. So Tesla, Yeah, I mean, I just load up the 1 minute chart and I see this and I say, okay, well, like, you're not supporting any of those bottoms or those tops. Like, where are we exactly here? So let's see what's done on the day here. Big move off the open, right? And since then, you had a nice little rebound back into VWAP, into the 200 period, which is 196, then drop. I mean, you can see some of the aggressive moves here have been to the downside. But right now, what you're going to try to notice is something like this. I mean, this line's going to be pretty brutal because I'm just drawing it right now for you. Actually, that's not so bad after all. So there it is right here. You're now starting to make higher lows. So like if you're talking about this low being at 190, then you kind of get that right there, attack, and right now you're just at the 200 period, which is also this horizontal, or what do you call this, diagonal line, I guess, right there, that sort of breach if we try to make a little bit of a
trend line.
Which one?
Trend line. That.
The green is, yeah, the green is a 200 period. But right now you are bouncing off of it one more time. It hadn't meant anything there or there, so I'm not sure again, but you are right now trying to get into this positive little area here. So we're going to try to break, you draw another one right here, you're going to try to break 192.50, 192.60, and then you're off to the races. So I would look at this little area right into here. I mean, again, if you break it, you break it. But there's the bottom right there, 192.50, kind of going with the top. So right now you're kind of in this sort of pennant formation, trying to get back up to the upside. I think you want to go long if you break 192.50, break this zone back up into here into 193.50, and then you sort of see. But for right now, if you've been trading this name, and you know because you've been trading it over the last couple hours, it really hasn't done much. I mean, that's been the top and this has been the bottom. And right now you're consolidating into a zone where see how it's contracting? So it's curling up, and you're going to get a move one way here. I mean, the futures are going to have to go. Like I said, I'm still in Microsoft. It's doing the same thing as this. So we're going to have to wait for one move one way or the other right now, but 192.50. For me, I think I'd play the long on good Tesla news. Although Tesla today, down 1.38% against a market that's, you know, virtually flat. So definitely something to look at as we're trying to get above the 50 period and hold. So right now, Tesla, I'm looking at a 192.50 for the break long.
Yes, sir. And I actually have not traded Tesla today. Sometimes it's there, sometimes it doesn't really set up. But the 50 period on the daily, this has held it, at least for the last few weeks here. And I look at this, it's about 189.5, so call it that 190. I think if we continue the trend down, which it seems to have broken, I think it's a reasonable bottom. Because the 50 was underneath 190, I was looking for a little tighter than 190.5, which is where it got to this AM. To go for the long, it'll have to get a little bit closer to that 190. If I think you're giving it to 189.5, I'm not really long that much above that 190 level. So might not be a trade for me on Tesla. Just quickly, there was a lot of talk about Square making some moves, and thank you, shout out to I think it was Beat Fanatic and a couple of others in the chat mentioning that it was going and strong, so I am into that one, and we'll talk some DWAC. I've shorted DWAC off of its highs, as we're probably not going to get to those, and if you don't know what the news is in DWAC, it's moving up because President Trump, of course, with the indictment. So that's what's in tap for the afternoon. I don't know if I see a trade in Tesla unless I see 190.
All right, we were discussing some oil names. Yeah, we'll keep an eye on DWAC as well. Really nothing significant since that initial move that happened during the midday there. XOM 0.6 here downside today, but we're trying to get going here, it looks like anyways. Just came in and held above 115 again for XOM. Oil chopping around, not really doing a heck of a lot today after this huge move that we saw yesterday on that OPEC Plus announcement of production cuts. We get a bit of a pullback today, guys, but still holding. Zoom out a little bit, still holding these gaps by far since we were all the way down here at 109 back on Friday. So a nice look overall going forward, but not much to do today in the oil group.
Yeah, I would say there's really nothing to do. I sat basically all morning with a 117 breakout trade, and if XOM does it tomorrow, I'll take that break. I just like where we're at. Well, sure, you obviously want to see oil following through. Like, I don't want to take a top break if we're getting a 2% down day retracement, let's just say, on the crude oil futures. So have that up. As long as it's going to be green, then I like the break. Just kind of gives you room to 120. Never really happened, so I probably canceled that order. Once I realized we're like $1.50 away, it wasn't going to make the breakout. It was too weak. I would have liked, if we go further to the downside, yeah, we like that 111. I think it's the 50 on the daily here. Yeah, that's that 50 on the daily. If it comes back into 111, great. Otherwise, I can buy my time for a 117 break. There's plenty else to trade. Oxy was diddling in the middle pretty much all day, so I didn't even really look at Oxy.
Excuse me. Ooh. Yeah, look, we were we hadn't traded any oil. I mean, we keep talking about it every day and we don't really trade it. So I don't have much. I'm just getting out of some of my Microsoft as it just keeps on coming back in here. I don't want to, I mean, we want to talk about oil. We can look at Oxy. We talked about that earlier. I know Neil just went over some XOM there. I still like Chevron. I mean, I think the world's biggest buyback is something there as well to be respected for Chevron. But as you can see here, Oxy, now it's starting to go, right? But look at this move to the downside. I mean, you could basically take this. This is just a 1 minute chart. Let's look at it at a 3 minute. Was there an opportunity somewhere? Yeah, so, I mean, maybe breaking yesterday's bottom right there at 64.70, but I thought Oxy was a buy today, so I would have been wrong on that. I mean, I haven't even really looked at oil. Oil about to close in 15 minutes, still a nice little positive day. But if you could see, oil did the same sort of move down, and then when oil sort of bottomed, and maybe you could have got a bottom here at 80 bucks. That's when you want to look back and see where was Oxy when this was happening. So that's about 1 o'clock, 12:30 right there, the last time we made that move. So that's oil. So where was Oxy at about 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock? Yeah, so kind of right down there as well. So you could have bought some maybe 64 bucks up to 64.80 and trying to break right now. So with oil closing right now, I feel like if this can drop into this area again, 64.20, 64.10, that's probably a buy until we find out, you know, where oil wants to go. So I like that trade for Occidental, but you know, we haven't been in it today, and really oil is not our wheelhouse here, fully admitted that.
All right, AMC holding up here a little bit anyways, below $4, but still holding higher as far as where we started the morning. Still down significantly, obviously 23%. This crazy, crazy move out of the gate this morning. We get the halt at the top there, and that was pretty much it. We just went to sleep, essentially. No volume right now either, but there was an opportunity, I guess, if you were quick enough, on this AMC move this morning.
Yeah, it was kind of one and done on AMC. And if you had the breakout, congratulations, it halted up at like 440. On the way back in, I went long 10s in front of 4s, got some at a 15, then I went 05s in front of 4s, and it broke down. And you can see it was worth it. I mean, what's it doing right now? Absolutely nothing. So if something happens in AMC and it catches a bid off this 390, which quite frankly, given the morning lows have still held, it's possible. Maybe it catches something and gets back going and you get a 4 breakout, but you need to see the volume come into it. It ends up being a pretty big nothing burger. Crazy. I guess you would have had some short covering causing that squeeze to the upside, and then it was just all sell after that. So a nothing burger on AMC. You're probably just going to see the whole, I don't know if the hedge trade's going to be there as much because the spread is tightened up between the value of AMC and 8, so you're likely to see that continue to go closer. But if one of these squeeze names goes to the upside, the one I got is DWAC. I can show you here. DWAC, there's, you know, the arraignment happens, makes a 1460 high, makes a double top, so I shorted it off the double top. And if this breaks 1460, I think it could squeeze to 15. You saw the bit of a miss. I missed the opportunity to short that 16 level by a few cents yesterday, so short here on a lower high in DWAC. Down 5% despite, I guess, the bump up that it got on the news.
All right. Yeah, so the only thing that I was looking at here was, wow, okay, now Microsoft is really starting to come in here, man. We're bidding some 30s on Softy as the market's trying to make, I mean, Softy's at lows right now, guys, just of right now when the market's not, I mean, the market's going down, but we have a lot more to go before we break 13,200 here on the NASDAQ. So we may be getting some nice fills here coming on Softy. We're now 91 cents in the money on this. And again, way too many outs right there as we're starting to plant some flowers on Softy, but it's definitely come in again right now. I'm going to take another bid just right here and cancel my bid in the 30s so that we can just get an out at 47. That's me. We just got filled. Okay, that's good. All right, so AMC. So the only thing that I would say, it says AMC a trade. Yeah, I mean, I still feel like we have that same trade as before. So if you go back here, let's go to a 3-minute chart quickly, just to have a quick look at it. So there's that bottom 370. Oh, yeah, well, the 3-minute chart's not going to show me anything either, apparently, on that one. So you're going to have to go, I don't know, where was it? Must have been the daily chart there. How far do we have to go back? Oh, yeah, into January, okay. So that was the level there. I thought it was a little earlier than that, or a little later than that. But right into here in January, right where we started the year, AMC was down here at 4. And if you push this right to the very bottom, I believe the bottom of the 52-week low is right here, 370. Right? And then so if you look today, so that's what we looked at. And if you're trying to pick levels, I mean, look where the bottom was today. Exactly 370. and then you get a bump up to 440. So that was a monster trade early. I think whenever you halt, especially early, and you don't know the direction, I mean, we were looking at this, and I honestly thought that, you know, the halt was setting this up to $5. I thought you'd halt there, there'd be a lot of action on Reddit and this and that, and then I would get it going to the upside. But, you know, again, faded out. That was the highest we've ever seen today. And now you're very, very much barcoding. News is out. Shareholders have digested the information. So I still say you go long on AMC against that 370, and that's that. Or you wait for it. If you don't like the long, it's fine. You wait for that 370 to break. And other than that, I don't really see much to do here on AMC. I mean, are we going to scalp it for a couple pennies? You can do that for sure. A couple thousand shares, a couple pennies. You know, you'd be in the money there. But I don't think if you're trading options or anything like that, there doesn't seem to be any juice at these levels. So I wouldn't pay any premiums right now. But I would wait down to 370. That's where the excitement seems to get you.
All right, we were talking big tech this morning as well in the pre-market, wondering if it was going to lead the way. 2 days in a row, we saw the NASDAQ, specifically in the big ones, the NASDAQ 100, leading the way for the overall market. There was a couple names in this group that were showing all kinds of relative strength in the pre-market, but gave it up. Meta, Microsoft, both on this note this morning as I sat down, as futures were trying to hold in positive territory. No longer, however. This note as well, yeah, Google making some cuts according to Bloomberg after the close yesterday, and CNBC picking up this on this as well. As far as laptops are concerned, some services, staplers gone by the wayside for multi-year savings. There was a note similar to this one for Apple as well, suggesting that some corporate retail positions were going to be lost over at Apple. So overall, we are still holding up here, though, for Google. Still positive on the day.
Yeah, actually, for me, I was looking at Meta.
I was debating the long.
Yeah, I was looking at Meta, but Alibaba broke 100. Apparently.
What?
Julie Beckwith just put in the chat that Alibaba. Remember, it was in the 90s. We were talking about this morning. It was.
I
in the
wanted
90s.
it at 102.
And it's at 100.
Oh,
so
yeah.
It's
wow.
getting up there.
Have you seen the chart of that?
I just pulled it up now. I'm
Yeah,
like, that
a
is
bunch of stairs. Right
that
there.
is a stair step to the upside. Okay, let's get through this because I actually want to take a deeper look at Alibaba potentially for this afternoon. 278 was the level I was looking at on NVIDIA because 280 presented itself for all of like a half second at the open, and then that was a flush. So I was looking over 280. Was the under, so the first available short was off of the 78. I kept thinking we'd get back here in the afternoon. This wick isn't true. The top has been 77 and change in the afternoon. And then the other one to watch is after. I mean, if we get back 77 highs, I'd probably fade NVIDIA. It goes without saying. Meta was a decent long, I would say, off the bottoms. Was able to get to yesterday's close, so 213 it closed at, and then start. Oh goodness. No, I have these on my level 2. I'll figure it out.
You know what the problem is that when we switch them, it's per stock.
So I have to do it on each individual.
But how does that make any sense? So
Okay.
we have to figure that out.
That's something different. Don't worry about it, guys. So Meta gets down to that 213, pops just underneath, makes a double bottom at 212.5, scalp that to VWAP, and it's actually holding up. So I do like the longs underneath that 13 into the half. But it looks like 214 is some resistance on Meta for this afternoon. Probably worth going into, but wow, Alibaba making some moves. That gets really interesting if it gets a couple of dollars higher. I didn't even realize that had gone $2 this afternoon.
Dollar bills, yo. Yeah, that's right. That's weird. I don't know how that happens. I thought once you cleared, you can mark axes and stuff like that on our level 2s. I'm not. There's an empty field. Oh, no. Now, okay. Yeah, so right into here, you can mark down. I'm not doing what you think I'm doing here. You can mark down your axes in here. And I just realized that it's for the stock specific, as you can see right here. It used to be for like everything. So I've had to clean this up a little bit. So bear with us if that happens today. We tried to set something up to show you guys, but it didn't work. It still worked as far as we're concerned, but not to the best situation. So, all right, Google today still up, which is nice to see. It was up a lot more than this, obviously up that 105, 106 area. I'm really super happy for Google. I mean, I really like the stock. It's my largest holding, so I am sort of talking it up a bit, but I've been doing that forever, even all the way down, where Google went down into, what, 88 or something was the bottom there? Pretty ridiculous that it got that low, but on all this AI talk, I think there's only a few winners in this game. Eventually, I think Adobe could be one. I think NVIDIA is one. And then Google, Meta. They're all here. But look at VWAP. This is the one thing I just want to show everybody. And you might have heard me say, first of all, holy shnikes. right now. We're $1.50 in the money on Microsoft as we are just falling down. We made our whole day back right there. But there it is right here. Watch out for this 108.80, 105 area. That's where VWAP was. And I was going to go long if we broke it, but we didn't. It would have been a good short. Obviously, I can't predict this market move down right now. The market didn't even move down. Remember what I said there just a couple minutes ago that we were up here and Microsoft was already giving it up? What about if we get down to 13.2? Well, we're almost there right now. And look what just happened to Softy. Is that on the board next? No, Boeing. Okay, my charts did not change. There we go. Look what fill I just got. Like, you can't get it unless you sit there. 287.10. Well, I mean, it's only 10 cents away now, but that was a great fill all the way down there as Microsoft completely collapsing. And what we did was the same trade. Look at this. This is VWAP right here. We were going long on Microsoft and just finding it was way too hard to get going. Then all these purples are switched up all into the short. It's too bad because all in all, we probably would have had a couple thousand shares there, but we kept getting them out. Got to do better at holding. I'm thinking about working with RSIs and things like that. But anyways, huge move down there for Softy. There it is. If you don't believe I got the 10s, well, there it is right now. You can get it yourself. We still have about 15% left on this one. But all right, let's go over to Boeing as we'll just hit the sirens because the market seems to be breaking a little bit here, Brendo.
Yeah, back to the downside we go. Overall, about 0.5% now. For the futures, let's talk quickly. I mean, it was negative to start here for Boeing. We're back to the upside right now. Depended on who you asked, really, today, as far as which direction this was going to go. There was a downgrade on Boeing, but there was also a positive note suggesting deliveries in the quarter were going to be better than expected. We come into 210 here and hold nicely. Testing it twice, guys, but still negative overall, down about 1%. But nice rally here this afternoon so far.
Yeah, not a bad rally for Boeing. I don't have you have the better one.
Wait a minute, is that Cocaine Bear? You remember what happened with Cocaine Bear? The guy was throwing out barrels of cocaine?
I literally haven't seen it, but that sounds fantastic. No, just kidding.
It does if you found it. I mean, you'd sell it.
Or you just go Tony Montana.
Or you give it to a bear, apparently.
That's all. Or you just line it up and
well,
go
I ain't
crazy.
going Tony Montana, that's for damn sure.
Well, I mean, every now and then it's necessary.
Every now and then.
Neither one of us traded Boeing. I think that's obvious. Sometimes it's there, sometimes it's not. We didn't trade it. I'll segue. It's my only opportunity to talk about Virgin Orbit. They're going under. They're not going to be a going concern. They're closing up shop. I would have shorted 20 if I could have got it.
It's gates of hell.
Yeah, it's ugly as it can get. There was a flat bottom break. It broke the low of the day. I took it. They'll say 14 because we don't actually round to the tenths and hundredths of a cent, but it's a 14.4 short. It just broke 14 now. Just got to fill down there at 13.5, and then 13's 12.5, 12, as this is probably taking. You know what? Here's somebody this morning. I apologize. I forget who it was when I was saying I'm going to wait for my opportunity in Virgin Orbit. They're like, why not just short Virgin Galactic? And I was like, yeah, sure. Yeah, you probably short that. I'll just take the break on Virgin Orbit. Why not just short Virgin Galactic in sympathy? This is the break, the same, like a flat bottom break there, a 350 break there, a reloaded 350. Like even this is a sympathy play, looks pretty good. So the shorts are good. Just an update. We're through the rundown now, so we can get into the trading. DWAC is the other short. That one's starting to fill into the downside. It always seems to flush when it pops like this. Every time you get a pop, there's always a nice little retracement, especially when it shows you the high. So back into the 14, we just took a couple legs out, but Square is going to give it up. I'm stopped out just underneath here, underneath the support. It's not really holding VWAP. Still a relatively strong name, but I don't need this breaking down. If the market gets to the lows, then that double top probably is decent reversal on Square. I wanted something that I thought was strong in a trend to the upside, but this one doesn't want to hold out. So the shorts are once again going to be on in a couple of cents. I'll only have short positions. Sometimes you say that and then it doesn't actually break down, but I expect if this market gets to the low, Square is going to break down.
Yeah, I would just, yeah, people asking, okay, good, so you talked about that. People asking about why you were long, so that's good, makes sense right there. The market, I mean, why we're long? I mean, we're day traders, right? So we don't hold things overnight or anything like that. We're playing off support and resistance, and sometimes the stock will move too far too fast, and you can pick up some great longs for a quick scalp. I just want to show you something. So like when you live in Toronto, and I don't know, I mean, I'm sure it's like this in New York, Boston, Montreal's not making the playoffs, but any of those places where you're making playoffs. So like I got an email, obviously as being part of you know, Maple Leafs sports and entertainment, sort of. You can't get season tickets, so forget about it. But right now they just sent out at 2 o'clock the playoff tickets at 2 o'clock. I logged in, and you know how many tickets there are for sale for every game? 900. So there's, I think it's 21,800 or something like that can sit in Scotiabank Arena, and they're all maxed out. There's absolutely no tickets available for every game. So if you're going to try to go to a Leaf game, you can't go to the box office. You can't do anything like that. You either got to know somebody like Brendan or get hooked up. But look what this is. I've been sitting here for a half hour, and this is the queue. Everybody buys at least a pair of tickets, right? So that means that even now, I'm just going to wait to see. I mean, it's not moving now, so I guess the thing is over, right? But the point I was getting at is, how ridiculous is that? Like, basically, there's only 900 tickets available for every game, and they put this out as if they're trying to make it all fair and stuff, that someone's going to get it. But anyways, needless to say, I more wish I had got them to be able to go to that game, because you know what, the Maple Leafs, if you don't go to the first round,
then that's it.
Then you may not be going to the playoffs. And I shouldn't say that, obviously, as a Leaf fan, but we haven't made it past the first round in, I believe it to be, 16 years.
So you know what this is like. Remember when they
2004,
when they won in the quarters. Remember they won in the quarters, and you would have thought that we had just won the Stanley Cup.
Dude,
like I remember, like
it was
we were on the streets that night. I remember.
Yes, yeah. Our friend was like getting pulled off the light pole.
So he climbed. Our friend Buddy climbed a light pole. The traffic cop was on his horse and was like, "You down now?" To our buddy, who, to his credit, quite frankly, that he had the dexterity to climb that pole in the state he was in. I was so like, there's no chance I was climbing any, I guess, telephone.
Yeah, you're also
pole
not trying to get arrested.
No, I mean, let's be realistic. If he caused the pole, everything was fine. I climbed the pole, I'm in jail probably, but
no. Well, the guy was.
No, I'm
talking about because your color.
I'm being.
Yeah, I mean, our friend was not white either.
That being said, there was a lot of shenanigans going on. People were playing street hockey in the middle of.
Oh no! If the Leafs win, if we get by round one, the streets of Toronto may get set on fire.
Yes,
and we're supposed to be.
No, don't. It's not. We're not joking around.
As Canadians, we're supposed to be.
It's for real, Sharif. Like
Sharif, it's like what would happen if Dallas won the Super Bowl again? Imagine it's Dallas Buffalo again.
If it's Dallas,
I mean, that's just like bad memories.
If it's Dallas Buffalo, I'm telling you right now, Sharif and I would have we'd have a bet going on for sure, and I could not wait for the humiliation that Sharif would have to withstand when Buffalo would trounce him. Because like Josh Allen versus Dak Prescott, I mean, come on.
Ouch.
Okay, Dak Prescott's
I'm all about Jordan
Love. You have Dak Prescott as your quarterback. That's like being long DWAC right now. Or being long the market, or being like C3AI.
Why do I bother with
C3AI is holding up better than Dallas's passing game right now. Okay, that's all I'm going to talk about. Like this is the trajectory of Dak Prescott's career. It looked okay at first, and he had some good games, and then it was just Plunge City. Ride the trend. When Cooper Rush can come in and do the job,
offense.
That tells you all you need to know. And I have nothing against Dak Prescott personally. I just think the Dallas Cowboys suck, and I'll always
What's the guy from Houston they got?
Always going to hate on him.
Brandon Cooks.
They got Brandon Cooks. I like Brandon Cooks.
Yeah, Brandon Cooks. They can throw it to Brandon Cooks. I don't know why they should have kept Amari Cooper. Let's be perfectly honest. But what's his name is sick though. CeeDee Lamb.
That's nice.
Josh
switching? Allen. Anyway, DWAC's at the low of the day, by the way. So if it breaks the low of the day, I'm holding through the low of the day. The market is absolutely flushing. What are you now in line?
1804.
So what?
There we go. Okay, they are switching again.
Wasn't it 1805?
There it is. Right. That was 1808.
Okay, that's not bad.
So 4 people got tickets.
At least you got in line. I got the email and didn't even notice.
We're going to try to go on StubHub. I looked at it yesterday.
That's insane.
Yeah, Josh Allen has not yet won in the playoffs. I thought he won one game. No?
He's the highest rated passer in the playoffs. I think in the last decade or something. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous.
He has really shit the bed in the playoffs.
He's played ridiculously well. The team just hasn't won. There's nothing you can do about it. Are you actually moving up in line? I should have just
17. No, you should not. This is a joke. It's impossible, Neil. There's not 3,000
What's the downside of joining, though?
Nothing. I'm just doing it for fun on the show. I don't think there's downside. No, there's probably
no downside to joining.
Okay, so we just got out a little bit more there as we're riding the bulls here today. Remember we told you were waiting for some new animations? All right, there's Microsoft, nice little down. Let me know what you guys think about put what you think about the animations in the chat. Honestly. Okay, really, truly put what you think of the chat. There's the bull, there's the bear, there's this. I kind of feel like it has just such an old school vibe, like that's like the price.
Hang on, there is one new animation. That's amazing.
Yes. That gets ramped up real quick.
Shout out to Bradley.
Okay, so people asking, ooh, 1787 now. Hey, maybe if enough people back away, then I'll get some tickets. I don't think so, though. You know how much they are, too, to sit at the very top? I think it's $3 for the very top seat.
Remember, we actually, we've never told the story before, but the first year that we owned our own floor, we expensed Leafs tickets, which was kind of a dumb thing to do, but it was fun. And we had the literal worst seats in the ACC. We were up against.
I don't think it was the very top.
We were the back. Yeah, we were. Our back was against the concrete up in the old Sprite zone. It was still amazing. I got to see Matt Sundin hat trick for his 500th goal against Montreal. That was a pretty cool experience. I didn't, all the views are fantastic at the Scotiabank Arena, ACC. What the hell? I call it whatever I want.
Call it whatever the hell you want.
It's ACC. But yeah, it's a great place. But you can't not reasonably go to Leafs games. You guys, whatever you're used to down in the States, man, it's just a little unreasonable here in Canada because everyone holds out for that hope, and a lot of suits at the games, to be honest.
Yeah, there's a lot of suits there. That's why going to a Bills game is nice.
It's legit.
The Bills game is just nuts, man. Bills Mafia, like that one time that I saw that the one guy try to piss in the cup and then give it to somebody to try to drink it. I'm like, what? Then I went to Green Bay, and there's like all these nice people. They're having nice barbecues. It's like a big friendly thing. You go to Buffalo, these guys are slamming people through tables. I mean, I kind of prefer the Buffalo vibe, but I'm just saying, Bills Mafia is for real.
There was a Miami Dolphins fan that was like a teenager, got filled at one. It's like, what are you doing? It's a kid. I know he's wearing a Dolphins jersey, but chill a little bit. Too much intensity.
Some people have lost their minds. So
I agree.
All right, I'm just going to set something up here, Neil. So if there's anything...
No, I was just going to jump in for 2 seconds and say that Alibaba is now at 100.5. So you like 102? Come on, 15 minutes. There you go. 102 could be incoming this afternoon. It's getting up there. Look at the 15-minute on Alibaba. As the market's flushing and the shorts are absolutely printing you, I can't hit the new ones, to the downside. That's actually not even the best one either. Alibaba is the strongest name in the market for the last hour or so. Just an absolute boomer to the upside. I just tried to get some more shares on the bid of DWAC, but it just made a bounce here. It was going through the low of the day and then wicked up. I might just trail this one out. I was kind of thinking if it breaks the bottom, you could see like 13, maybe 13.5. But this is like a pure sell the news event happening. Rumble held up much, much better. I haven't looked at it. No, actually, never mind. Nah, not really. I thought Rumble off a 9 had held that bid, but it's kind of sliding back as well. So both names caught a bit of a bounce. Both names are getting sold off here as the market, everything except for Alibaba, seems to want to crater. If you're watching Tesla, which I am, that 190 could be coming back in play. I'm leaving it on the 15-minute here just to show you how wide the range is the last couple of days. And then why is that still on Rumble? And then load, the 50 period at 190 here on Tesla. That's where I want the long. I don't want it right at 190. I want my out to be 189.50, so it has to come in there and give you those 90 fills. Otherwise, still going to ride those shorts. It's all about how to get into this Alibaba trade. Like, wow. It's almost at 101 already. This is kind of getting out of hand on Alibaba. I see, look at Amazon. Have you looked at Amazon today?
I mean, I thought Amazon's been ripping up, but yeah, nice move to the top side right there. My screen is not ready for that.
No, it's all good. I'm just gonna last note here. Amazon off 103, making a bit of a bounce. You guys let me know when you want to go. But 103 looks like a big bounce on Amazon. Probably worth it if it comes back there on the bid.
Okay, thank you, Neil. I just wanted to quickly talk about here the level 2 and what that means for us as day traders, right? And what every single day when we're looking at this on the show, it's going to be different by every platform. But for us here at P-Pro 8, let's go over and have a quick look right now. So what I've entered is right up here, I've entered in AT&T. And the cool thing about our platform is it drops down which stock you have automatically. Now let's look at this for what it is. We have the market ID participants markets right here. So because NYSE is the house for AT&T, it's the main exchange that it's on, you're going to see NYB up here. And generally, they have the most size to display. So right here, when you're seeing size on a level 2, what you're actually looking at is per 100 shares. So this is 7,800 right now on the NASDAQ book, and up here now the New York book. And you see how order entry keeps on changing? That's because players are either getting filled on the bid or they're canceling their bids or offers. So this side is the bid side. What the bid side will get you is long or to cover any of your shorts. It's a buying action. This side would be, the right side right here is the ask. And that would be I'm offering shares or selling to the market. So let me just pick a gateway here. What I like to use is ARCA. You're going to hear me all the time. So this is just another gateway to which shares will be filled upon. So it's like sending your order into an ECN, Electronic Communication Network, whereby you are going to get filled. So I just push ARCA bid. We have 100 shares down here. It's coming out at 100. I'm going to push bid, and it comes out at the bid price of 51. If I push enter, then I join this lineup here at 51 looking to get shares. Now, I haven't done it. It's fallen down, but that's the point of the level 2 and what you're looking at right now, and it is directly coincided with the time in sales. So as fills are starting to be hit here on the ask, you'll see them printed right here with the market center ID right in the middle so we can identify which lineups we want to get into. And to be quite honest with you, when you're looking at different stocks, this is AT&T. Let's go over to Microsoft really quickly. Watch how much different it is. Look at how fast this will move with Microsoft. You have hundreds here, right? This is 100, 500. You don't have 7,800 shares. Microsoft is a name that can move pretty quick, and the liquidity can dry up really fast on a name like this. So you have to utilize your level 2 and your knowledge. If you don't see very many shares on here, then what you're going to want to do is understand that liquidity may be a little sparse. So you want to make sure that you're trading the appropriate amount of shares, and it's good for slippage. It's your level 2, and I hope that was a little bit of an explanation to help you through your day.
Yes, sir. And like, it's all about education around here. We talk about we're fast-paced, catching fills in and out over and over again. And I think sometimes, you know, we don't always go through those basics for all of you. Speaking of catching bids and offers, I mentioned NVIDIA, if it got to, we like that 77 to 78 area for shorts. If it got there, well, it got to something else as well. That low at 275. Technically, 274.85 is the low of the day. If you've been watching this stock when it gets here, it's had general support at 75, but really 73 has been the bottom. So I'm going to play a little bit of a bounce play on NVIDIA off of the low of the day here, risking about 30 to 40 cents. Actually haven't got all in just yet, but I'll probably take one more fill, but that has to be underneath or at that 75 even. Just looking for a bounce scalp here. And if you're watching that Amazon, AMZN, just Alibaba is at 101 already. This is... Baba's going to get to that 102, so I'm probably going to miss the long and be looking for shorts up there. But Amazon getting to the high of the day. I still like a dip buy into 103, but watch out. This market catches a bid and continues trend up. You're going to want an Amazon breakout at the highs. Now, you don't like breakouts if the market is taking out the lows, but if we are still securely bouncing off of the lows, Amazon is the strongest of the big tech names here at the current high of the day. Pretty much all the other things I'm looking at are at those lows. And
at the beginning, I didn't
here comes Baba.
He's like, watching
101 right now. Unbelievable. I think 102 is probably a good short. I know Sean was talking about that earlier, but 101 in play as we speak. I'm trying to get more shares out of that Virgin Orbit, and I'm thinking about a reload on DWAC. I missed a chance to get that bottom. Well, I did get some at the bottom, but didn't get the bottom, the absolute bottom at 1380. And now it's a matter of is it going to roll over a lower high? But the market is weak, man. Yeah. But everything except for Amazon and Alibaba, of course. It's tempting to be short 101s in Alibaba, but that thing doesn't have a red candle in sight.
Yeah, no, I mean, you mentioned, so first of all, Microsoft bounced up there when I was doing that little level 2 thing. I think you could have probably shorted a little bit more here at 287.40. We didn't do it. Could have, but we're going to hold on to our short here. Look, Microsoft's basically just now gone red while the market's down half. So I'm pretty comfortable here in this short and going. Expanding services. Oh, Binance is expanding its services to Argentina. Okay, nice little note there, I guess. We can check out. Let's check out. Whoopsies. Let's check out Coinbase here, just real quick, to see if that's doing anything on any of this news. I don't really think that there's much going on. Here's Coinbase today, down 3%. Still started off pretty nicely, but look, Coinbase yesterday morning, 68.50. Today, 61.70, and we almost broke 61. So on the daily chart here for a coin, I mean, I don't have to call up Silvergate, do I? I mean, let's just wait to see where Coinbase is going. This is what our daily chart looks like. I don't know why the data has stopped there, but it's still in the middle. It's still in the middle. So I think if you're on Coinbase, you can watch it and see if it holds some of these levels. I would say you go long somewhere near 61, but if you break, there's a little wick bottom there, down to 94, 95. That's probably a kill zone right there. But you know what does look good right now? Do we want to actually promote longs here? I don't know. We're not promoting anything, but I'm just mean like as a trade idea, look where AMD is right now. AMD has bounced off here once, twice, thrice. Does that make sense?
Thrice
once,
is correct.
Thrice? Okay, good.
100%
Yeah, so once, twice, thrice. Do we have an opportunity to bounce again? Yes, we do. But will we? I feel like with the NASDAQ being below the 50 period right now, I don't know if we want to be going long on anything. We've seen this. We're almost entering power hour right now into 3 o'clock. The NASDAQ's not even down that much. The kind of run that the NASDAQ has been on, I feel like there is some more downside pressure, but I can't blame anybody for taking a shot right now. This is 95.80 as a bottom. I mean, you can give this thing 20 cents, and if I'm wrong, and if the market does go back up to the upside, you know, this is 20 cents worth of risk, let's say. Do you get back to the 50 period? That's 20 cents right there. If you get back to the 200 period, that's 2 to 1 at 40 cents. And if you get back to volume weighted average price, then you're up in the 3 to 4 to 1 risk to reward ratio. So, you know, I feel like AMD does have a good possibility to bounce off these levels. So let's wait to see what it can do. I'm still holding short. We're $1.50 in the money on Microsoft. So I'm going to hold that and see what we can do as we're nearing the bottoms of that name as well, Mr. Softy.
Yes, sir, and I've talked myself into it. It's probably a crowded trade up here. Like this 101 on Alibaba. I know 2 is a pretty big level, but it's starting to slow down just a little bit. There's a lot of people offering. Every time it gets in the 90s, you see like 92s, 95s. All those prices are heavily shorted. So I'm going to join in if it breaks the high of the day. It's kind of an easy out if it goes there. I also just talked about NVIDIA, so very similar. I mean, obviously very similar to AMD bouncing, triple bottoms. It just got a little bit back up to 275.5. I scalped some out. I'll get some more out in front of 276. However, we are going to Brendan at the desk for our guest.
All right, thanks so much. Yeah, Justin Hartzman, CEO of Coinsmart, is with us this afternoon to give us the third part of this story. We talked a little bit about the first 2 this morning, but great to see you, first of all. Welcome back.
Very nice. Thanks to see you as well. It's great to be back.
Yeah, it's an exciting day, obviously, not only for the company, but I think for the industry and the space in general. Give us your take here as far as what this merger means going forward, not only for Coinsmart, but from a bigger picture as well.
Yeah, and I think the bigger picture is the story here. The fact that we're coming together, the 3 largest players in the country, into one. Consolidation had to happen. We don't need 50 different exchanges. Some place where we have one place where we can have, the best spreads, have the most liquidity, be the most regulated is super key. And I think that's the key message we're always trying to say is that we are fully umbrellaed in regulatory, but we're not only crypto moving forward. And I think that's awesome, where we also have crypto payments, but also sports betting and gaming. Those things are for our clients to come together in one home. They trust a lot.
Yeah.
They're giving us our money already. Let's make sure they trust us in all the other products, and we can do that differently than everyone. And the key piece is, I believe we're going to be the largest in the world regulated, publicly traded cryptocurrency exchange and more. So it's really cool.
And it's really cool that that's happening here in Canada to start things off. And you said a very important word in that, regulated. And a lot of people have lost a lot of confidence in this industry in general this year with everything that everyone's well aware of. Talk about a little bit, the importance of how this is regulated in this country and compared to the rest of the world.
Well, that's a wonderful question and segue, I should say. I believe Canada is the poster child for regulation worldwide when it comes down to cryptocurrency. And we might have our hiccups or difference of opinions when it comes to our platforms versus the regulators, but they work well with us to understand and learn from us and us from them to ensure that we're bringing something that makes sense. And I think that if we can work more in conjunction with them, consult them on things that we're doing, we can bring more products and services, which is what the Coinsquare part of this Coinsmart and WonderFi merger does. As an IROC dealer, we can bring things like derivatives and margin, hopefully to the market and sooner than later, and then we don't have to have Canadian investors going offshore to do these things. So it's really an important piece, and we'll use that umbrella to help us grow in many different ways.
For anyone involved in the platform, maybe has an account or uses the platform today, what can they expect going forward here? Any transitional changes or what's going to happen here going forward?
Well, I think it's a wait and see game right now, and I don't say that because we don't know, but we really want to bring this to market when the deal closes. And what we've done is we've put together a committee of individuals specific to help guide this along, and Noel Biederman's helping us to do that, a well-known guy. And we have the steering committee that will make sure that we make proper decisions based on data, not on egos or other pieces. So really coming together, picking the best names, the company name, all that sort of stuff. So a wait and see, but an exciting piece for what we're doing for sure.
With more resources obviously available once this is completed, what can investors expect as far as maybe new products or new announcements going forward?
Well, I think that you've nailed it. Having a much larger balance sheet together, having a liquid stock that helps us to grow and do M&A is really key. And that's part of the DNA for all of our three companies, to be honest with you, over the years. So coming together and being able to do that, especially in this time and age where we are, where we see some of these great products failing in different places, whether it's because of regulatory or not, to be able to pick up cheaper assets, bring them to the Canadian market or our European market, which we also work within at Coinsmart, we bring to them, is a really big advantage for us. So that's going to be exciting.
Exciting times for the overall market. This was a headline this morning, guys. If you missed it, WonderFi, Coinsquare, and Coinsmart forming, the largest regulated crypto asset platform here in Canada. Oh, Canada. Once again, Justin Hartzman, CEO of Coinsmart. Good to see you.
Thank you very much. Nice to see you as well.
So,
look, Sean actually got to the front of the queue for Leafs tickets.
Yeah, the front of the queue. Look at the cheapest price I could buy. $558 for one damn ticket.
Principle is priceless.
Maybe I'll sell it to Raheem then. I mean, I don't think anybody's going.
Principle is priceless.
It is. And in this case, my principle is not to pay.
However,
$550. So I did get in.
Yeah, but you don't think you can't flip that?
Not one. No, if it was a pair, maybe. There's only one.
No, so the whole time we're watching it, I'm like, you're gonna get it. You're gonna get it. It's coming up. Like
buy 10.
It was dropping.
If it was one, if I could buy one there, then one there.
No, you can't do that. Yeah.
No. Well, that was close, man. It went from 18. Anyways, thanks for that, Coinsmart, right there. That just happened.
Yeah, no, it literally happened.
We were literally just watching it, and I was talking, we have Raheem in here, and all of a sudden, boom. By the way, that guy doesn't look like me. What are you guys even talking about, first of all, as we go there? But, all right, I don't have red hair.
No.
What's up, Rob?
What's up, Rob? Okay, so
all right, let's go.
Just to come back, a few things happened while we're with the interview, and thank you as always, Brendan. The timing of that was hilarious because we're listening to the interview, and then right as they're ending, it goes from 1800 to a 187. We're like, holy crap, you're getting these right now, Sean. The timing was unbelievable. That's live for you. So we just got to 75 bounce, got some at 50s. We're still going upside on NVIDIA.
Thanks so much.
Amazon broke out. Thank you very much for doing that. Can't wait to have you guys back on again.
Take care, Raheem.
Yes, sir. Definitely take care of Raheem. You love Raheem, man.
Yeah, me and you
I can't believe he's not going to get the ticket.
You're section 122, I'm section 130.
Guys. It's just $5.
Exactly. You just got to get in the building.
It's Leafs playoff tickets.
It's got to get in the building,
now,
baby.
what happens if it's the greatest game of all time and you had an opportunity to go? It's just, you're doing it yourself. By the way, I took the Amazon break of the high of the day, too. So, that.
Sean Twin. You guys are hilarious.
Twins?
I mean,
what are you guys talking about?
That's funny. No, they think that I look like our guest there. There's a couple. I saw the couple comments in there. I saw a couple comments in there. Although they're saying older brother, I'm probably older. So okay. All right, let's go. What else you guys want to talk about? All right. Thanks. Yeah, I think I'm pretty cool. Don't tell it to my kids. Although last night I was out with my daughter till 9 o'clock at baseball clinic. She thought she was pretty cool. And then she wanted to go to Dollarama to get one of those mechanical pencils. And then my wife's like, no, she has to go to bed, so we're going to probably do that tonight.
Oh, hold on a second.
No, she already has like 4 I don't know what's up with mechanical pencils in her school, but it's like a
How is it
thing.
that
They're
big?
like collecting.
Can we take a step back for a second? How is it that important to get a mechanical pencil at 9 o'clock at night?
I was going to take her.
Yeah,
I don't say no.
Is there not is there a backstory to this, or?
No. On the way there, she was asking me, hey, can we stop in after to get a mechanical pencil? And I'm like, yeah.
Can we
fine.
just all
Then
make
I messaged my wife while we're at the clinic, and she's like, Gia already asked me, and the mother said no.
Why?
So that she throws it back on me. Because she has like 4 of them already. I don't know what's going on. I'm going to find out more. So there is a backstory here.
When your kids are excited to get school materials, just get it to
518
them.
likes.
How do we have less likes
That's
than the
not a good
cost of a
idea.
Leafs playoff ticket for Sean?
That's not a good idea.
That's insane.
Let me see how many we have, to be honest with you. Oh,
I didn't even hit that.
527.
Who hit that? I didn't hit that.
I did. What, the good idea
Oh,
thing?
yeah.
Or this
No,
thing?
that thing.
That's probably Prad. Prad's really proud of that, but he should be. I really like that.
I love it. I think it's fantastic.
Make more, Prad. Okay, let me see another one. Okay.
It should go from 390
I like
to
to see a little
400,
more
yeah,
action there.
Just
Like
the
a
number,
bang
but
once
the
the guy
number
hits
should
it.
change. It was at 390 on that one. It should change to like 400 or something.
I don't mind it. But the
it's
part that's
good.
bothering me is my screen right here, because we have only 684 likes right now. And I have $1.80 in the money on Microsoft. We've just had a couple decent guests for you today. Also, you know, we got to get some more likes so I can buy a Leaf ticket, one random Leaf ticket, which I would never, ever do. Wouldn't go to the game by my damn self to sit there. Hey, man, high five. Great goal, dog. Now, we're going to pass on that one. You need me to do your graphics? Yes, Corey Waters. Please send in.
Send it in.
Do we have this email anywhere?
Yes,
marketing
we do.
at tradertv.live. Mr. Corey Waters, I will look out for your email. We are looking for someone to help us do the graphics. We have a whole written down what is necessary for them, what format, what yada, yada, yada. We are trying to hold this. We've got those diamond hands. I like that graphic. You can do something like that. Then we're jamming. It's now $2 in the money now for Microsoft. So this is a nice little day saver for moi as Microsoft getting down to the downside. We only have one red stock, and it's AMD today, but we just went way too ham in here. Wow, okay, now AMD's breaking lower as well. So yeah, that level I liked right there. Maybe we got to just short this name against that level. $96, AMD is starting to tag. I'm gonna take a small short here.
So for DJ in the chat, NVIDIA broke lows. There's like a 5 to 10 second delay, I think, on YouTube sometimes. So, you know, my stop is at the low of the day. We got the reload. It did not go. We had the 50-cent move the first time. The second time, it's already chewing through it. It's just one of those days. You take your paper cuts on the longs when you can find them, and then just go back into the shorts, or, you know, hold on to the shorts. I'm now I have half out of VORB because it's halfway to my target. And I don't think this is going to catch a bid. And this might just be every single day until it's delisted or something. So I'm just going to look for it. It just went about 10%, and I'm looking for another 10% downside. It's already down 32%. The stock is going to 10 cents, and then it's probably going to zero. It'll never get to zero. It'll get delisted before that happens. But Alibaba, that's the other one. I had just said I wanted to join this party, shorting off of 101, and there's the pullback. Now lower highs in Baba to 180. So if I can get something in front of the 80, it still works to 101, but I might have missed that chance for the absolutely perfect fill. I still want to stop out at the high of the day, so you got to be careful how much you want to get into here. Oh, VORB just went down to 12, so this one is, forget about it.
Forget about
Virgin Orbit has gone the way of the dodo bird.
On the way of their orbits.
It was slowly moving down, and it just flushed into 12 and 12.5 here, so yeah, this has been one of those you can slowly get into it. It is SSR, short sell restricted, so you do need an uptick to get into the fill, which means you can wait around for that fill a little bit, but it's worth it because the stock is getting absolutely shellacked every single chance it gets. I did go for a reload in DWAC, did not get it up at VWAP, it never quite got there. Now all the way back into 14, so that's another short that I do like. Not sure we're going to get it. You've got 1 minute or a couple of minutes. We'll extend it a couple of minutes. We've got the bet in our chat. You can follow the instructions you'll see from Streamlabs there. Can Apple stay green on the day? Apple right now, just double checking, load the chart. It is red by 0.5%. So Apple Currently,
I'm gonna bet
obviously,
no.
it's easy money to go all in that it's going to be red, but that's closing in just a couple of minutes here. I'm sure some people are going to wait till the last second to get their bet in. Probably pretty safe to put all red at this
I'm going to
point.
see how many points I have. My points.
Yeah, if you just do exclamation my point, you can see how many points you have in the chat.
it's
You have to be a subscriber to be in the chat to do that.
Points. Okay, there we go. I'm going to find out how many points I have. All right, so, okay, yeah, I guess my bad on that one. We didn't, someone just said I didn't take that Microsoft trade while on the air, and I guess you're right. Yeah, that last fill was 130. It's just off the VWAP. Try to, I was taking it, I was talking about it on the midday show, but again, if you guys aren't part of that, you are right. I did not take that on this show, but I am taking this trade right now. We're short at 63, would have liked it. Unfortunately, we were too busy screwing around with leaf tickets and everything like that, but we did break that level. I'm still happy getting short. I just feel like we should be short 75s instead of 63s. So it's, 2 of one of the other, right there, half a dozen of one, 2 birds in the hand, 1 in the bush type stuff, right there. So we'll see if we can get to the downside right now of AMD. I mean, where are we looking on this name? We did have some support. I always look at where yesterday's close was, but we're all the way up here. And I mean, look where it's that was a great level. Again, yesterday's closing price. And remember, Neil and I are going to do different strategies a little bit than some of you, because we're closing at the end of every day. So we have to be finished in an hour, or even less when those imbalances come out. So I'm going to look at some support down here. That's 95 flat. I mean, if we get to that, we'll take 60 cents. Here we come. We're coming in right now. I do have a bid at 50 to take 13 cents? Yeah, 13 cents. So if we get filled right there, there it is. We are now filled on that one. So there it is. We're taking some trades right in front of you now, baby. $2.50 of the money on Microsoft as that's rocking right now and just continuing to dump, man. We love us some softy, and that's right back in. We have one red name today, and that's AMD. That's it, man. We won't get it all back right now, but we'll try. We did. Amazon is showing me as red, but I know it's 80 times the fees. We did really well on Amazon earlier. And again, look where we were just one trade long. Then we got out of the last 10% when it broke that level, because we're not going to let a trade just continue to go down. But then look, that was a good level there at 102. So let's try to remember that for tomorrow. I don't think we'll come back to 102 today. And if we did, then I mean, how much money would Microsoft and AMD make for us, as we're already short? But we took out that high. I would say it's too bad that if you like long right now in the market, I don't. I feel like, the market's been pushing down here, so let's just try to hold it. But this is not a bad area right now for Amazon. You have this top of 103.40 that we broke out. You've already taken out yesterday's high, so we know it wants to go. This is just a market-related dip. So I think that if you wanted to go long, you could probably go against 103, that top right there, 103.40, something like that for Amazon. I'm not going to do it, but I can't hate on that play, as there it is, AMD all the way back down. I told you it's a starter position. We'd like to get some more. Should have maybe got the full load there, and then we'd be emptying out even more now. But it's only 10 cents in the money. Let's see if we get a little bit more of a dip on this one. We just talked about 95. So I'm at 95.20 right now.
So 2 things. One, Bob started to pull back. We were able to get some shares short at 70. I really did want the shares in the 80 to 90 range, but you can see we missed our chance to get those 90s up there. So that's what we could get. I want to be adding to this, but if we get some better fills up there, we'll go for it. It just cracked 50s and we're out. Second thing, Steve G, you did stump me there. The quote, he gave me a movie quote. I have no bird, I have no bush. What movie is it from? It was from Bruce Almighty, and you got me. I was trying to figure it out as Sean was talking, and I couldn't come up with it. Could have Googled it, I suppose, but I didn't want to cheat. I'm usually pretty good when it comes to movie quotes if I've seen it, and I have seen that movie, and you've got me. I'll try again. Challenge me again at some other point. Alibaba, just for everyone's recollection here, I know we're shorting the highs, but it is a strong stock today. Bounced off the 50 period. Wow, bouncing right off the 50 on the daily at 97. Sometimes we're looking at that 50 period for a lot of stocks. I'm not sure why I wasn't looking at it today for Alibaba at 97, but here's 101. It also happens to be yesterday's resistance zone. At 102, obviously a bit of a gap fill in there. If this market bounces higher, then we're probably getting some fills up at that 101 range, and then we'll see what we can do with it. I just want to come back over to Tesla, because I thought that 190 didn't really get there. It got down to 190.30. So pretty darn close to where I would have tried that long at the 190 even, giving it to 50s, 189.50 that is, but it's already catching a bit of a bounce here. So I don't want to chase this move up. It's not the risk to reward I wanted. If I don't think I'll be wrong until 189.50 is gone, then long 191 isn't going to make any sense to me. But we are now in to power hour.
Ooh.
If you're going to reverse, this is kind of where we'd start to see it happen here. There hasn't been much of a reversal. And by the way, if you're keeping score at home, C3AI just made another fresh low of the day, 24.15. This stock really, really wants the 50 period here. And 24, by the way, that's the support on the daily. Man, it's like, it looks all well and good when you're watching the chart early in the day. You're like, yeah, 24, it's probably going to have a dip buy down there. Then you look at the actual candle on the daily and watch the chart. Do you really still like that opportunity to go long at 24 on C3AI now that it's come down here? My answer is no. That's simple.
All right. Do I like the reload? Yes, I do. On AMD, so right now we're reloaded into that area that we talked about getting short in the first place. So not our biggest position. We're going to wait for a little bit closer to 96 before we get that. We have the 50-period moving average on a 1-minute chart right there. The market has really... good thing we got out of that softy where we did, man. We took 240 or whatever on it. Now it's only 190 as it's retraced all the way back up. And so is right now AMD coming right back up to the that's the NASDAQ coming right back to the 50 period right there. So we did take advantage of that and short some more AMD as you're still off a little bit on that 50 period. So that's where we'll sort of start. We'll put on even a bigger spot right there. And I'm trying to use like this 96.05 area or so as really a spot to get out. I mean, we don't want to get out right at 96. That wick happened right there when the last time we broke 96. We went to 05 and then came right back. So we haven't broke this in about an hour. It's 45 minutes or so. So we'll see if it can still hold out for that. It's a nice little reload. We're only short 72 because, again, that was 63. This is really where we wanted it. So I feel like we have a much better price now that it falls back in. So we're short at 72. We always take a little bit out here again, for the dime. It's just part of what I do. I know it's like part of my DNA. I don't really know why we do that exactly. That's something that I probably have to fix. But we'll just take a little bit of profit out, and then we'll wait for that next level of 50 where we bounced the last time, and then hopefully we get a nice little downside move there with AMD. Is there any other stocks potentially? Mullen. I'm not going to look at Mullen. Is that what you just said? Not Mullen?
I was just saying not Mullen.
Okay, not Mullen. I don't know. You guys have an early look? Brendan gets us the early look at 3:30 for the imbalances. So if you guys have something better, before some of you have said like, "Hey, there's a big sell imbalance on Tesla or something," we don't see those. I'd love to know how we don't see any of those. So
I'm not sure where you'd see.
I don't know if you guys have a broker or something that's showing it. Okay, right now Google's flashing a little bit. What's up, Brendo?
Just seeing this IFRX. So Inflarex receiving FDA emergency use authorization for a COVID-19 treatment, it would appear. So IFRX, guys, on a tear right now again with a FDA nod coming through.
So a couple of things here.
Infolarks.
One, HYMC is legitimately moving to the upside, as Brendan must have dropped something. But NVIDIA here, so we got out of that long. Now you're breaking, to me, like once you start breaking down, we did this with, not Square, but with Coinbase this morning. Once a level was gone, I just think I want to reverse that momentum. So it wicked above 275 here. Let me just zoom in for you guys. There you go. There's a reload. There's the out and the long. It wicks above 275, comes back in, short the 75 area. I actually got 11, so I got some over. And the other thing that we just got back into, it's a reload, I suppose, at that 70 level. So we got another in there at the 70s on Alibaba, 71s actually, to be particular about it. Once this clears the high of the day, I'm out. We'll do some scalp trading inside of the range, but I haven't gotten anything like 80s or 90s though. Like it's in the 80s now. I think it has a chance to get up to those 90s. If it breaks out the high, I do not want to hold past the high. This stock could easily go to that 102 level. Sam, I see CDLX. I have not looked at it at any point today. Ooh, there's an ominous high of the day. 666 is the high of the day on that one. After I'm done with Alibaba, maybe we'll check in on CDLX. 90%. That's having a pretty solid day at the highs. We like these small cap crappers sometimes. This could be one. But Alibaba, there it goes. High of the day broken on Alibaba. I'm out. I guess that 102 could come into play. I didn't want to do that whole hold past the level.
It's just so
sometimes you want to. It's way too strong for that. Oops, I'm still on CLDX. I didn't want to do that hold past the level nonsense. To me, just take the heart out. Maybe it flushes back in there. I can always go back into the short at like 80s or 90s. But if it goes to 102, it's a much better level. Oh, I didn't get any NVIDIA down there, did I?
I just got out of some AMD, so if you're looking to get some NVIDIA, AMD, and you might have just heard me go, ah. I'm so stupid. We just missed. So we got a 60, and then we were waiting for 52. We missed it, so we went to 53 and then got it. So we did get that 53 level. We're short at 75. So right now, we'll go some bangers on for you right now. 20 cents in the money. That might not be a lot for you guys, but right now we're working the short. We've got it on board. Obviously, we still have 70% of this trade as it's coming back in. We take one fill there and then one fill again. Now we'll see if it can break a little bit lower for AMD, and then again, the target for this name down here, 95, like 95. I'm bidding right now 95.25. So hopefully that'll come in. We'll get that fill, and then we don't have to worry about this trade. And we'll look at it again, man. Anything up here, we did want to get more into 95, 96 area. We didn't get that fill. I have to do a little bit of a better job of taking more shares earlier rather than waiting for that extreme bump up. We'll work on that as we go. But that HYMC, today on, thank you to Havana Woody and everybody else out there, giving us some names and what to look at. And I know Neil just, briefly talked about it, but on AMC news, again, I don't know if gold's running today. So that would make sense as well on that. Microsoft now 220 in the money again. So those were a couple good ideas here in the close. But here's HYMC just on the daily chart. We were up here. I remember we were talking about this when it hit here last time, and we talked about this 50 level being sort of a wall there, and it was last time at 47 and change. So if you're still in this name and you're able to buy something near the lows, no one ever picked up anything at the very bottom, but that bottom coincides with what was back here before AMC got involved, all the way back in February, basically a year ago right now. It's actually almost like a year to the day a month ago, so 13 months. Nice move upside, went to 320. Hopefully it gets back up there for all you shareholders, but right now, that 30 cents seems to be very, very equatable to where we were before, and now you're breaking above the 50 period, which we like. And next stop, I don't know enough about a mine or anything like that. Maybe we can ask Raheem next time he's in. I know he deals in Canada. I don't know where even Highcroft Mining is. Is this an Argentinian mine, or I don't know.
I don't know anything
gold. I don't know enough about this to comment. But all I'm saying is the last time we made this move up, it was 50 cents right there, and the high was 48.5, let's call it. So you're getting pretty close, man. If you're in the money anything today, this might be something worth discussing. AMD, man, just keeps on bouncing. I am going to take
Nevada, apparently.
I was going to take one more piece, and then we just broke a little bit. I'm going to put something in the mid-40s, then leave it. We're literally at 45. If this comes down here, we'll see. But, how many? If I take these away, this has just been a great bottom there. So when we're short here and we keep seeing these bottoms, I do feel sometimes foolish not to take it, right? But at the same time, there's a lot of opportunity to go to the downside. This market, there we go. Did we get it? Yes, we did. This market right now is just, see, sometimes we get them and we're happy, and then there it goes right now anyways. But there's another fill for us. So for everybody that was like, I didn't have that Microsoft trade for you live, this is 40 cents in the money, and I'm pretty proud of it. So we're going to wait to see if we go back down to the downside right now, down into the 20s for AMD, not AMC.
AMC's doing absolutely nothing, but so someone asked me a question, would I reload VORB here? Nah, not really, because it's already made the move. So it's like you sit in it pretty much all day long for this move. I got out of 2/3 of it altogether, so I still am in position. I have a break-even stop. Why do I have 2 stops? I just noticed that now. So cancel that one. I just adjusted my stop. If it gets back above 14.5, which is the consolidation I was short, I'm just going to get out. I got my bids into the low of the day now, so we can get it, we can get it. Don't want to be caught in a late pop, right? You take advantage of the move, but that's a wipeout bottom just now when it got to that 12 even. You got to respect it. I wish I had gotten it all out, or at least a little bit more. I should only be down usually to 10% when that kind of move happens that late, but I wasn't quite fast enough to get over there, and it bounced right off 12. Like I was on the bid at 12.1. And then that's essentially where it bounced, like 12.11 on a dime. I took some of that NVIDIA out. I didn't get everything that I wanted. I'm going to try and get more. If it gets back above that 275, take the overs. We're short 275.11. It is now at the low of the day. Look, if the market breaks the lows and trends down and we have like a sell imbalance or something, like why wouldn't NVIDIA just continue to head lower? And DWAC, I don't think there'll be a reload on it. It kind of came up here, and I said, okay, let's get the over fills. Like it showed 14.25, and I was thinking, let's get the over VWAP shorts, like 30s and 35s and 40s, back into here, but no, it just kind of turned at 25. I'll probably just slap a trailing stop on this. If it breaks 25, great. Otherwise, we'll wait for the low of the day. As long as this is in the news, I feel like there's going to be the opportunity to fade this every single time it takes a pop. Just patiently wait for a level to form and then short that high and then move on to the next. Wow, Alibaba. Could have just reversed long, I suppose. Always talk about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes you just want to reverse long. It just got to 101.36. So, yeah, 102 incoming. I haven't done this yet. I just wanted to double check. Is something else moving along with it? Pinduoduo has been really weak. Is it doing anything? Hit enter 3 times. No, not moving at all. I'm assuming NIO is probably not moving. This is all Alibaba right now. Is any of the Chinese EV names making moves? That's still PDD. NIO doing absolutely nothing. It's only Alibaba. I'm not really sure what the catalyst is for that. And that's CDLX. It is now on my radar. Kind of moved my level 2s around. So I was watching C3AI a little bit. I think this is probably the one to go to. $7.50, the next level incoming. I haven't checked to see the cost of locates to go short. It's still in a nice little upward trend here. Every consolidation is kind of giving you like 25-cent risk to reward. Were it to do it here, you'd be going long in front of a 7 level. You know, kind of looking at like a consolidation here would be giving you like 75 long into 50s, but then the problem is you're going long into a $7 level, which I don't like. So I'd probably go for a dip buy as opposed to taking this level up here. I don't like going long into an even at the 75. If that was 25, I'd probably be considering taking it. It's a psychological thing.
All right, so just so everyone knows, I just got some more out there of AMD because we just bumped up there a little bit for no reason. We were just cruising down to 44. We got a 44 fill. We talked about that. And then we just got a 55, 56 fill right there as it is starting to bump upside a little bit, and we're just trying to get some out. This Microsoft trade is right at the bottom again right now, so I'm going to try to hold on to this, but we are getting a little spicy now as the market's trying to go back to the upside right here. If I zoom in a little bit for us here on the NASDAQ, you're going to be able to see that we're coming right back to the 50 period. So I'm going to have to watch out for Microsoft. 286.50, I feel like right where we got out again. I'd hate to get out the same spot again, but that's probably decent. I'm going to hold. I don't have that many shares left of this position, so I'm going to hold it. But yeah, that's, you know, if you're in this name, I'd hate to give up 50 cents, but I think it's worth holding anyways. The market bumped, and this did not. So what goes bump in the night? Not Microsoft. But what did, though, was AMD a little bit. It bumped up. So we'll still respect that hold. I mean, our numbers are coming down lower and lower, so I might have to change my out now on AMD as the fills are still coming in. Yeah, I was still going to use this 96.10 area right there, but that is well off this 50 period. Now we're really cruising to the downside. So I'm going to cancel my offers right now, and if we get back up there, I'm going to reassess it. So yeah, that's what we're going to do right now. Take some more shares if we come into this level, but I don't know. Let's just hold AMD. Let's not average in. If it does get all the way back up here, we'll see what the futures are doing at that point and then take a little bit more. Let's just hold. I don't have any more bids until the 20s, as we said. So we got 2 for 2 here. Big wins coming through on these names. NVIDIA hit a 52-week high today of 280. And then, you know, we're in this name. So let's have a quick look at NVIDIA. 52-week high of 280 met today. And yeah, won't close anywhere near. Well, it closed near there. But that's
not really. Well, I guess technically.
Yeah, I mean, 1% down or whatever off that is fine.
Not that much.
There it is. So the 281.50 will be the new 52-week high, I guess. But we'll wait to see what happens where we close. And right now, you're at the bottom as well for this name right here, right now. Yes, AMD, get down a little. Holy crap. Okay, I just noticed right now, Alibaba's, I didn't even know this, Neil. You were just talking about it. Alibaba's at sticky note level of 102.
It's almost there. It's almost
I didn't even know it. That's good enough for me, man. 101.50. If you rewind the tape and the clock back to 9 o'clock when we talked about Alibaba, I said I would start the position at 101.50. I didn't even know. I mean, I knew because Neil was talking about it, that Alibaba was ripping right now. But yeah, let's wait. If it gets to 102, I feel like that's a good short, man. We talked about why we liked it, and it was just like, it was yesterday's close was exactly 102, so I like that for a short. We were going to start it right around here. Well, not right around there. That's that bottom, but right around here, this top, which is that 101.50. I think I'm going to hold off on it just because of the move that it's just had right now, but let's watch. If it does get to 102.50, I think if you're long, 102, I think that's going to be a good spot to get out. Neil, you're Neil. Wait, what's up, Neil? IFRX right now was one that Brendo brought to us not too long ago, and it's just pulled back a little bit. So that 340, nice trade if you were on that. Good note by Brendan. I believe he gave it to us. That was 3 o'clock, right around that halt, right there. It's opened up, ripped another 20% or so, and now seems to be coming back. We have VWAP right here. If you're looking at a daily chart, I mean, come on. Like, I hope that those of you that are disciples of Trader TV Live would have noticed this right there. So let's wait to see. Right. It comes all the way back to August. It goes right back to January 1st. And if you're going to really top it out right there, that's 330 or so. We just made a high right there of 350. So you're into that range. If you're still holding out that next top right here, let's not give it the very top. Let's give it in there, 375. So there's a couple good levels here for FIRX. But can't blame anyone for holding it. I believe it was FDA. So whenever you get an announcement like that, it is bombs away to the upside. It's a nice trade. I guess bombs away to the upside. That doesn't make any sense. But it is moving to the upside right now. Bombs away on your net, hopefully. And 350 right there, a touch spot. If you hit it again, I think you can break to 375. But that might be it until we see the next halt. So, buckle up for that, and congratulations that anybody had IFRX, because it's a mover. I want to thank Brendo for bringing that one to all of us earlier.
Yes, sir, and that's what it's all about. That's CLDX. We see DLX, check that. Just talked about, did not want to go long 75, just kind of into that 7 implied overhead resistance, allowed to come back in. It's trying to make a bid here, so pull back into the quarters. As long as it can hold up, go sideways for a little bit, give some consolidation. There's enough time for like one last ditch effort, but if you're stopping out underneath this little bottom it put here, I want to see it go sideways for at least a couple minutes. Give you that 25 area. Instead of just catching a falling knife, I want to see some actual support to work off of. Otherwise, let's just go back over to what's moving. Meta's moving. Meta, load, looking pretty strong here, starting to get up. I did add the long off the lunchtime on Meta, but now it failed. VWAP, I got out, was looking for the low of the day, kind of like everything else, went to the low of the day. I thought we'd get it again on Meta. Has not happened. It's trying to take out VWAP. If the market can hold the bottom, this has room to run. So looking at that 214, it's going to get some bids out in front of 214. If we can catch some in front of VWAP, fine, but I don't mind the under VWAP fills as well. Want to give it some room underneath that 215, but not a heck of a lot. I have not reloaded on NVIDIA yet, and it's about to bounce up here to 75. Aldrin just said WWE is moving towards 100. No way that's going to get to 100 today, really?
Why wouldn't it, man? I don't know. I mean,
wow, it's going again?
Oh, it was already there.
It's going again. Wow, this
Vince McMahon.
Awesome. Vince.
Yeah, Vince
rich.
Well, yeah, he's been rich for a bit.
Well, I mean, nothing new there.
Yeah, nothing new right there. I have a new trade idea, though, so let's hit the alarm with this. So I'm looking for trades that are maybe possibly breaking out of something right now, and if the market wants to rally, because we have great shorts on. By the way, I just took another piece. I'll go to that trade idea in a second. Took another piece out right there of AMD at 49. It's not breaking. Like, I'm waiting. The low is 38. I'm at 25. Hopefully we can get that fill. But like I said, too much resistance here, too much support here in the 50s for this name. So I only have 40% left. Let's see if it goes. The trade that I was looking at is DraftKings right now. So let's go over Donkey Kong again. I mean, this is the kind of break that I'm talking about. We've already made 19. 19's right here. We're above the 50. We're above the 200. We're above VWAP. It wants to go. It's respected the 200 a bit. The 200 right here is at 90. Worst case scenario, I think I can lose 15 cents or so. If it breaks 19, I have it to go. I want it to get to 1902 or 1903 before I get in, so I do have a stop order ready to go through there to execute a long if we break. There it is. So there it is. Now we're long. We're long DraftKings. It's trying to go back up to the upside. Let's see it. Not trying. Let's see if it goes right now. It's still red on the day. This is the kind of break that I'm looking for. You know, it might be there on Google too. Now that I think about it, this was another break that we were looking for on Google. So let's see if it works. I mean, the 50 period is here at 90. I mean, I'm in the position right now. I can see I actually have a decent sized share, so I should maybe go over to it. But there's nothing for me to do. VWAP is right here at 92. This is at 90. And, you know, realistically, I could give it to 85. But then if I give it to 85, then I got to give it to like 83. And then if I got to give it to 83, then I got to give it to 80. So I don't know if there's 20 cents worth of a win in this name. So I'm going to hold this. We're going to see if it does any dances here at 90, breaking through the 200. So we're long right now. We're long at 0.5. So let's wait to see here on DraftKings, my newest position.
Yeah, I think you want some exposure to the longs. I just took Meta, getting above VWAP there, and it's more about when you're day trading.
The phone Kathy
you don't
here.
want to be all in. Well, you can. I guess you can be all in either direction, but you can find some strong stocks that give you the potential for the upside move, as opposed to always trying to catch the long off the bottom. Sometimes you can play something that's trying to break out, and that way, if we do get a relief rally into the end of the day, which is seeming a little bit less likely every minute in here, then you've got something which you think is a little bit strong. Alibaba might not get there, eh? So
wow. That's because it's such a good level. Probably.
I know. It did this at 100, like that first pullback off 100. There's enough people selling up here. Like it just got 150 is now doing the exact same thing. It kind of gets there. There's a bunch of sellers in the 40s. So when you see the offer, you'll know what I'm talking about. It breaks 40. There's just people that put orders in once it gets above. They're waiting for it to get there. They throw like 42s in there short, 45s in there short, and that's a lot of orders going through, and that's why the resistance. But I don't want to diddle with this price. I feel like it's 101 or 102. I'm not going to mess around with it. I think we've got the good shorts. I mentioned I would not reload on VORB. If you took it, great. I think obviously it's a good level. We're just running out of time. We have to be flat, but it's coming back in. I got my bid set. I should have gotten more shares out the first time. Now I absolutely have to. We have 35 minutes till the close, 5 minutes till the early look on those imbalances. And what is going, I'm not even getting fills on NVIDIA anymore. It's not giving anything up at 275. I have this crazy Wix. I can't really get rid of it unless I zoom way in. But it's not giving anything at 275. You're still getting the bottom tested. But I'm trying to add to this short position. I know I like to chip, at least a couple of chip names, to the south side. It'd be nice to be able to get some more. And I'm now bidding out a DWAC. I think if I get like another 50 cents on the last, that'll be good enough. And we can revisit that one tomorrow. Your CDLX. That one trying to hold again. It didn't really consolidate. It dipped into that 610 and now coming back to the upside. Maybe not exactly how I would have liked it, but it is holding this 6 area for now. I mean, the longs would be kind of off that 10 more than anything else. But I like the risk to reward. As opposed to buying the high, get in here, risk 15 pennies, and then try for the break to the upside. Instead of taking the break, get yourself a better average price.
All right, so I just put out a bid to get out of Microsoft. If we break above like this 30 level, we're going to get out of Microsoft right now. It's an absolutely monstrous winner right now. So hopefully you guys are putting some money in your bags a little bit here. Thanks to Fahad for working on it, or the whole production team, because we now do have. By the way, I got out of a piece of this because I put on a decent amount of shares hoping that 19 would break and rip, but since it didn't, I got out of a piece there. I got out of a third at 19. So that's a penny and a half hit right there on DraftKings. Fully, disclosure. I just don't want people to say like that you didn't notice that I got out there. So I just got out of a third. I'm still waiting to hold back for 90s. So if it breaks 90s, we're out. But I did a little thing about the graphics, right? So if anybody's interested, let's throw, there it is right there. Oh, that's cool. Who did that? Really, Fahad? You did that? Nice, man. That's awesome. So there we go. We're looking for some animation. So it's marketing at tradertv.live. So you could send that out. There's actually a little like PDF that we can send you for the format and all that kind of stuff and what we're looking for. And this is a paid position.
Oh yeah, of course.
And that's not position, but this is a
paid
contract.
For
yeah,
content,
we don't look. Yeah. We want to get the best graphics, and I'll be awesome if it was a viewer.
It's
because
better.
You guys know, like you could do something with the bear.
You guys know the show.
Look.
Right? Can we recreate it?
You guys can figure that out. But you know what, Neil, man? Let's be perfectly honest. Thanks a lot. So you guys can grab that marketing. But I mean, I'm actually fine with that one.
No, you're not.
I am. I mean, there's that one, or there's, of course.
No, you're not.
Where's my other slap one? Oh, I don't even have the other one. But there's another one. Oh, yeah. Is it this one? Oh, I actually like this one.
Oh,
market going red.
I love that one. I have no issues with that one. And you can rehash
I don't have. Slap
Look,
your own face.
We're talking about
Where's
this,
the old
okay?
There we go.
Come on, man.
You don't like it. I like mine. I'm allowed to like mine. Where's the other one? Where's the other?
Which one are you talking about? Look at some.
Do the other slap one. The one that. Oh, here it is. Oh, is this it? There it is.
Yeah, that one.
That's kind of funny too.
Now the actual, the volume on the slap of the new one is great. Like I love that you can really hear it, and it kind of feels like those competitions. The other one's kind of weak, man. I want some front hand, backhand action like Key and Peele. That's
you really want it.
Front hand, backhand. You ever heard that game?
Like Aaron?
Front hand, backhand.
You know, I love Key and Peele.
What
That's
the
my
5
favorite.
fingers say to the face?
Yeah, that's
That's ridiculous. I go back and forth.
You're showing your diversity.
Not everybody knows front hand, backhand. I'm just saying.
If they're watching the show, they should be fans of.
And we should bring back
Dave
Weed Batman.
Chappelle show.
We should bring that back. I agree with you.
I had Weed Batman for a while there. It was Valeria.
I
Batman.
lost all of my. I have none of my weed keys. None of them. They're
AMD?
All gone. Oh my goodness. The market is back to the lows.
I don't know. I'm like, come on. Who does this?
How come you guys have it?
The Weed
Let's
Batman
get that
is
back,
in the building.
baby.
And you know what else is in the building right now? Your boy is in the building, and he's in the building with a hot dog cannon. This is what I'd be if I was at the Leaf game. I'd just be firing off T-shirts to everybody. And that was the sort of the motivation behind that one, because there it is there. Target met right there on AMD. So, I mean, not only did we give you the short, we talked about where we're looking for. There it is right there. This is me, how I trade. Unfortunately, we're getting... Yeah, I have that one. There it is right there. Now Fahad's just getting all cute with us over there. But there it is right there. It's a nice little move back in for AMD, and it's a nice move. We are barbecuing up some profits. Tonight for dinner, I should know this. Oh, my wife's making some crazy minestrone soup, homemade. It's one of my favorites. That's coming through tomorrow.
Isn't it National...
Is it National Minestrone Soup Day?
No,
That'd be crazy if it was. We
now
talked about this over the week. She always asks me, you know what? For our podcast that we're going to do at some point, I thought it would be kind of cool to figure out, like, what's the most received text. And I think for me, it's always like, what would you like for dinner? Because she's out shopping, she's picking stuff up, and then, of course, I love you. I mean, come on. That's got to be in there, too. But what is another text that you guys, because we were listening to a radio.
Did you make your train so that she knows if I'm home on time?
See?
It's like...
the people were talking about the most sent texts. And I don't know how they calculate this, but there has to be something. The most sent text was, what's for dinner?
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah. So, Brenda, what texts are you sending to your...
I was just actually going to look. No, the difference is, for me, it's I'm being asked what's for dinner, not the other way around. I was just going to mention, guys, this Ethereum right back to essentially 2-day high here. But some of the crypto-related stocks just popping back to the upside as well. A staggering $30 million to sell also.
30. That is ridiculous. That's a terribly low
I like
number.
Chef Henry's there. New phone, who dis?
I like that one.
I keep getting random calls, and it's probably happening to everybody in Canada, maybe you guys too, but you ever get, I thought it was on a do not call list, but I'm getting random Mandarin. I don't know if it's Mandarin or Cantonese or whatever, but it's like you answer the phone, it's just like crazy. I have no idea what it is. I have to put on some sort of a translator. I just hang up.
Okay, I'll just say right now, I have not gotten those. I have not.
That's sort of a pet peeve of everybody's probably getting those kind of.
The do not call list, it's like license to call. By the way, I know people are asking about the positions on the bottom there. We just put that up so you guys can throw it. We can get rid of that. We can definitely get rid of that. But thank you, Fahad, for getting that up there. Oh, did it really just do that? Did I just get trailed at? Yep, I just got trailed on NVIDIA. It bounced off 274 there. Yesterday's low, I was giving it some room.
Come on,
because yesterday's low was 273.35. So I wanted to see if it could break 74 and get there, but it ends up holding that. But I am still. Oh, I just get some meta out. Okay. Meta kind of bounced back up there.
This is going good.
I just got some underfills at 214. It's back above, trying to retest some of those highs, and I got that CDLX. Man, that's kind of a mouthful. It's having some trouble breaking the 33. It's a random price, I know it is, but it's 33 as an iceberg there. So I just joined it, and I'll try to reload it a little bit tighter to that 610 level. It is bouncing off of 610, at least for now. However, if this breaks here, it's probably dropping like 20 or 30 cents. It's not going to move like 5 pennies if it breaks that low. So watch out below. Baba's back beneath. Never got there. Yeah, I guess, you know what? Yeah, you could have shorted that 101.5. It didn't quite get to that 102. 101.5 ended up being the price. I was waiting for it to get to 102. We tried 101s. Kind of mixed result. The first time good, the second time bad. But the 101.50, that's definitely printing. But that's because the market is falling.
Oh, I was going to say the market was just ripping up a little bit there. So
We're back to the lows now.
Yeah. And again, we just bounced right again off the 50 period. Those of you that wonder why I have it, I mean, it seems to be pretty good, right? 50 period on a 1 minute chart. We'll keep it going. And I know there's some people that have added that. So if you're looking at it, I mean, I scalp. So that would make sense. And it's funny, there are so many people talking about those phone scams as well. So I'm glad. I mean, this is why I think we can do a podcast, man. I mean, I don't have anything written down. Those of you that watch the show, we don't have a script or anything right here.
You didn't get yours?
Of course. I didn't get the script today, but normally I do get it.
Wait till you see the script for the second half of the year, bro. It's out
Wait
of
till
control.
you get the NFL script.
It's out of
Remember,
control.
everything
It's out
the
of
NFL is completely scripted. So as that was funny when people were talking about that. Let's just go over some of our stops. It's 334. Brendan brought us to it. The imbalance, 30 million to sell. It doesn't get exciting until it has a B on it. So 30 million is not anything to worry about right now. So I'm not going to do that. Microsoft, I'm just going to look at this 50 period. I mean, again, all I can do is just show this. Like, I use it as a trend changer, not like to get in or get out on. It's just like, this is what I got to do better. And I got to tell myself this. When we're in these winning trades, maybe I got to hold like half until this happens. Just get out piece by piece, and not so many. But I have that like deer in headlights when I see money in the account. I freeze and I get out. But anyways, right there, 96.20. We're going to use that as our out if it does come back in. It's had this 50 period the whole way down. This has given me, like, if I just respected this and didn't get out right here, that's 287.80. Like, it's all the way down to 286 flat. Like, it's $1.80 I've given up just by getting out all the time. So that really does suck. All right, DraftKings went up to 04. And that's when, like, I didn't see the trade because I'm only long at 01s, right? 01 half, actually. What does it show up on there? 02s. Okay, so just rounding up, but it doesn't matter. So I didn't see anything because it wasn't that significant. It's had to break 4s. So I'm going to put an offer at 4. It's not huge, obviously. We want to get much bigger than this on DraftKings. And if we do have a level on DraftKings, I just meant to zoom this out, that's all. My mouse keeps on, like, I got a new mouse and I'm accidentally hitting this button in the middle, which slows down the DPIs. This is the one I want. So right there, 1910, I think, is a level where we could really start getting something out, which 10 cents on DraftKings, right now, obviously we want a lot more than that, but unless this market has a dramatic move, I mean, this move right here is just 50 cents. So back in, now it's moving too slow, put it up a little bit more. So I think that this 10 would be reasonable. So let's do that. We'll take some out at 4, then hopefully grab a 10 back on that. Oh, and then another update there. The same out on AMD just happened. We treat every stock the same, give or take. So there's AMD. We get not out of it all, just out of a piece as we broke above that 50 period. See? So it hits the 50 period, then right back down. I'm just getting out of a piece in case that accelerated back to the upside. It's not doing that, so good. Nice fall back down, but AMD is definitely, for me, been ring it, baby. It's a cash register there on AMD today. DraftKings, AMD, and Microsoft into the close.
Yeah, I got out of an NVIDIA in front of that 74, and it might even break it. We're still kind of heading downside. I have to, clarification, Crypto Gangster, you put in there imbalance on Tesla. Is that a question, or if you have an early look on an imbalance on an individual name, I'm not sure where you're getting it from, but we don't. We'll be able to tell you at 350 if there's an imbalance on Tesla, but if you've got some kind of source that we don't know about, I'd love to hear it, and I'd love to know where you're able to see it, quite frankly. But Tesla not really doing anything here, as you can see. I really don't have a trade. I wanted the 190 fills. If it could have gone down there, I would have taken a shot at the long. Obviously, that hasn't happened. CDLX, which we did grab. That IFRX, by the way, back to the high of the day. If you guys check that one out. The consolidation happened on CDLX, but now it's running out of time to go. So, so talk first, no. Do action, then explain it. So I just canceled the bid. I was going to reload in this, but because it's 340, not enough time for this move to happen. We're getting into the late end of the day. I'm still going to stop out underneath 10, but you want to do that consolidation so that you have a chance to get back into that high. And the tighter we get to the close without it moving, the less I like that bit of a bet. I need to tighten up my stop on DWAC, and I just got out of Virgin Orbit there. I talked about having that break-even stop. I was able to get some more shares out, so I went down from about 1/3 to 1/4 there when it got back down beneath that 13.5. Now breaking out. I said I didn't want to reload this because when you have a wipeout bottom like this, that is not the environment you want to reload a name that's beaten up and been only going down. And if you have been asleep for the last little bit, Meta's going to break. Oh, it hasn't broken just yet. 213.80 is going to be my stop on Meta. When you have a stock that looks like this, that is a wipeout bottom. Like, these are the kind of lows, you're not going to get that much more out of it. You can't get, what's it, blood from a stone? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, I tried that one time. It didn't work.
Yeah. So, like, you take the move you can get. And today it gave you 14.5 into this 12 even. And once that happens, that's it. You almost want to have everything maybe 10% left. I had 30% left, which kind of was too much. I'll be mad at myself for that, but it is what it is. I do the same thing on Bed Bath & Beyond or Silvergate. It just happens that Virgin Orbit's the one going bankrupt today.
I hate to tell everybody this, but, you know, the advertising worked. So we've just got four potential candidates to work on animations. So that's a good one. So thank you for sending that in right there. And we will look at all those and look out for an email from Justin coming through with some explanation on how to do it all. So thank you so much to everybody that did send in an email. And again, you know, we're going to pay for them. And hopefully you guys can send some demo or some test ones, and we'll get going on that. So look out for an email. I just messaged Justin as well to get onto that. So hopefully that'll be happening for you guys pretty damn soon. All right, there it is right now. Let's end our oops. Let's go for a bang. We'll go, you know, I do this on the midday show, bang, 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 bang. And then all of a sudden people think that the graphics are broken. But right there on Microsoft, we're just going to end it. You know, it broke the level right there of 20s. We talked about that. That's the 50 period. We are now out of Microsoft right there. And absolutely, for me, that's an absolute banger of a trade for me to the downside. It's the number one stock here today for me again, and it was an absolute monster. I love you, Mr. Softy. Thank you so much for that. Oh, an update on Roblox. We did give... There we go. We did give it up a little bit, but that was a great long, man. Look at this long down here at 46. It went all the way to 47. We didn't get anything out. We were holding. I thought maybe we could moon there, and we wind up getting the last piece out at 46.20, which is still fine. Good trades, but my best outs are in the 40s. We definitely did not hold enough for VWAP. But Roblox, I was only looking at it because despite only getting 40 cents, this is actually my second best stock today. So that should give you an idea of what we're working with. We're only red on one name, man. We rocked Apple today. Amazon, we destroyed that on one fill for Amazon today right there. That was a huge move back up. Obviously, we wish you held it for the high of the day. Intel, we talked about that early. There it is. So nice little longs there. Boom. Obviously, this is a nicely positive stock with our best out all the way up there. So that's Intel. Again, all on the sticky note. Meta, thank you. Come again for Meta. Was a great trade. I don't know. Everything's going really slow. Again, it doesn't look that special here. We just did it early. Those are all wins. No ticks lower than our ins. Microsoft, we just talked about, and Roblox, we just talked about. So everything's rocking and rolling. And right now, we just worry about our friend Donkey Kong. So there you go. Those of you that said we didn't put on the Microsoft trade in front of you, we went AMD, bang that one out for you, down to the low of the day. And now we have DraftKings trying to break higher here as well.
Yeah, trying to break higher. Just got a 214 bounce on Meta. We talked about reloading that one, so we did. The home runs only happen if we break out, though. And there's no really home runs for the Blue Jays unless it's against the Blue Jays right now, which kind of sucks. But until
Are they playing an afternoon game?
I haven't checked. I try not to look at baseball scores when we're on the afternoon show because I'm a way too big of a fan. I'll be looking at all my fantasy players and all that kind of stuff. So they're playing Kansas City, and they got their it handed to them last night.
Great signing that Bassett was.
It's really not been a good start, but we need to break this channel up. If the market's going to go, which it has a chance to do so, we have 8 minutes until that imbalance. I know it's nothing right now, but I'd love to see one of the stronger names like a Meta go. So if it breaks out to 50, I will hold on to a piece. I've been scalping inside of the range, but I'll hold on to a piece for the potential to break up. CDLX, I mean, give me a break. It's not really moving. It's now flat, kind of at the money. And DWAC, and we had this one on. It did give you that flush at about 230, but that was pretty much it. Now it's coming back. You can see 14.25. That's where my trailing stop is. It's going to cross up to 45. My stop is, I'll tell you guys right now, the stop is here, above here. I'm just crossing to 45. That's why, for whatever reason, like in our system, it shows the actual order that you're sending out as the price and line in the chart. I can't make it so that it shows where my stop is. It's weird like that. So if I look at a stock up here,
sure? Have you tried
I
that?
have, and I actually put a ticket in for that. But it makes sense because it's coded to show the actual order price on the order. And the order price is crossing up. So if I put a market order, it would be like a straight line up and down because it's like infinity. But here it just kind of shows 45 because I'm crossing up. I use aggressive limit orders, not market orders. Just a preference of mine. I don't like using market orders. It's just that simple. And it's essentially the same thing, effectively. You cross up far enough, it's a market order anyways. So CDLX not moving. I'm just going to get out of this one when it breaks down because I feel like it's going to. And Meta will be my last position that we put on this afternoon, I do think. Not really looking at any shorts right now at these levels.
Look, Ponzi Fonzie, you did not ask for a shout out, but I'm going to do it anyways. Bang, Ponzi Fonzie. What's up to Dan Emmons as well? Thank you for the market update on that imbalance. We do have 30 million to sell. So shout out to Dan, Ponzi Fonzie, Fat Figure, everybody out there, Ice Cold Killer, everybody else out there. Bless you right there, because DraftKings. There it is, man. We get our nines. We get our nines, but not a lot. We're still holding for more, man. We're obviously we want some more, but there's bless you one more time.
I know, it's ridiculous.
You can mute the mic because I don't think our thing works.
I don't think that works. Oh, like actual.
At the actual mic. But right there, we just got into 910. So that came to our level. That's pretty much it, man. I mean, you know, we're going to be Ichiro Suzuki here, hit a couple base hits, and then just move on. Like, I mean, you can only, like Neil said, man, the only blood from the stone when I tried to get it was from my own blood there. But I just waiting for that. 1910, we got it. So we're out of a piece. If it continues to go up, great. We'll hold out for this as the imbalances are in 5 minutes. And now, you know, like now this 50 period is back at 19 where we broke it out. So that was good. And then now this is back to 93. I'm still going to give it down to 90 or so. Because again, we just took 10 cents on the, or 9 cents on the trade. I can give it back to here. I'll give it back to a break of 90. We're only in half the position now, so that's all good right there. We did get out. Remember I told you we lost a penny on a third, but now we're out of half of what we have left. So hopefully that's going to be upside move. Still a good trade for me, man. I mean, it's ranking up. So good name there. We'll just continue to go. IFRX. Yeah, that's a good one.
That's the one Brendan brought.
No, I know.
Yeah.
And we broke. I said I told you guys the last time. All my lines are gone now, which is very, very convenient. But we said last time that if we broke that 350, what level did I say we're going to? 375, which is right there. We went to 380, and now we're actually the high is 391 right there on IFRX. So congratulations, man. Anybody that hit that, we talked about it breaking that level right there. If you missed it, that would have been a good long as well, but that's when we were talking about it. And then right here, I still think that you've done really well on this, up 90%. You're running into $4, but I don't remember what caused this move. So again, whenever you get some sort of an FDA approval or clearance, or Brendan had the story, but you know, whenever that happens, you know, they're looking to get bought out. You never know where this price is going to go. So watch out for IFRX. I apologize, I don't know the drug or what it's about, but it's a nice move up. I know it was FDA. IFRX, taking some names today, guys. Up 85%. And I don't have the congratulations, but we'll just go bang for everybody right there because it's a good trade. And congratulations to anybody that hit that. The only name that's on a 52-week high or low today on my list is NVIDIA. IFRX actually, just Clover is 80 cents. Okay, 52-week low for Clover. We actually just had Chamath here this afternoon. Shout out to Raheem. And
he hates that.
Yeah. He wants to go for drinks, so we're gonna do that. Remember that place we went to, Brendo?
I forget the name of it, but
it's a Japanese place. We're gonna go back to that place at some point. There it is. Oh, it's a COVID-19 treatment.
I usually like fading those. Though.
FDA emergency use?
The last one, I forget the name of the stock. I sometimes remember these names. It wasn't Veru, but there was something that got like an FDA, like kind of late to the game here, clearance. And and the next day it was like the easiest short ever, like fading it. I'm not saying.
It was the jab. It was.
I know. It was. I know. I forget the name of the company.
The $100. It kept halting.
Well, anyways.
There's 3 or 4 that got the jab. Pfizer, Moderna, the guys we're trying to think about.
Late to the game. Oh, by the way, support broke on Meta. I did reload it one last time, lost like 10 cents on the reload.
Chamath was not here. It was
Chamath,
Raheem.
yeah, Chamath was not here. If you've seen Raheem
NVAX.
He doesn't look like Chamath. It's just
Raheem?
people say it in the chat.
No, he does. He looks like him. That's why I called him.
I don't think he...
I called him Chamath right when he was here.
He dresses a lot better than Chamath. We had that conversation too. I
would say no to that as well. I think they dress equally. It's good. They're both dapper dressers.
I don't know.
I know. Yeah, Chamath wears, yeah.
That's exactly
$10,000
That's
suits.
exactly my point. To some people, the amount of money that you spend on your clothes denotes dressing well. I absolutely disagree. I think that's a nonsense way to look at things. No, does something actually? In fact, if you spend $3,000 on a sweater that you can find one for $100, it's the same. Then you're a fool, and the person who spent $100
Well, it would
on
never
a
be
dress
the
is better.
same.
No, but I'm just saying, like to me, that is not at all a measure of how well someone dresses. And I know
They're fashionable.
Yeah, they're both very fashionable, but I mean,
about
like a $3,000 sweater.
Raheem dresses every single time
on,
Raheem
son.
comes in here.
Come on,
I'm like,
son.
geez, Raheem, like you're always showing us up.
And he's not spending $3,000 on a
There's a
sweater.
lot.
He's smarter than that.
Oh, he's spending $3,000 on a suit for sure.
No, a
he
suit.
is.
It's a suit, sweater, two different things. Man.
Yes, yes.
Two different things.
They are two different things. Okay, so, but, all right, let's go on. There's DraftKings. Yeah, so it was not Chamath. Someone said, oh, they had Chamath in, but no, we did not. We had Raheem better than Chamath. Because Raheem's not, bringing Clover to market or Open Door or anything like that. We can go on and on about Chamath, but we love him. He did say that he would buy everyone a house or something if Bitcoin went to $1 million. What was it that he'd buy everyone the Hamptons? He'd buy the whole Hamptons or something like that? Yeah, we'll see where that goes. Shout out to Kathy Wood and Chamath. Maybe we can go in and buy some DraftKings right now. It's the only long that we have. We have 1 minute until the imbalances go. So we'll see what's going on with this, as I'm hoping that we can get DraftKings to the buy side. AMD is just straight chilling. We got out of Microsoft. Let's just check back. We got into Microsoft right where it is right now, but look at this. This is why we get out. We absorb that 40 cents. We don't have to worry if it continues. Obviously, it falls back down, but that's a good out for me right there with only 30 seconds until the imbalances, and we'll see where it goes.
Yeah, I have one position left. It's just going to be DWAC. I got out when NVIDIA broke. Sorry, when it broke that 74. It actually got to 73. So could have held on to that one. It gave 75 to 74. Did not think 73 was going to come in. But the imbalances are about to drop. Maybe somebody knew something. If Tesla does come out with a big imbalance, and that's what you guys were referring to, you were actually having a source, I would love to see it. But I'm locked and loaded to see what happens here. CCL, 1.6 million to sell. Roblox, 1.4 million to buy on Roblox.
Booyah.
Bed Bath & Beyond, that's a penny stock, doesn't matter. Amazon, 600,000. Roblox, that's a big one. 1.4 million on Roblox is not nothing. PACW there, I mean, that's a $10 stock, 3.6 million. I feel like there was something in the news for PACW the other day that I should probably remember. Just kidding, we all know. Not that big of a move. Roblox, 30 cents here, so decent move on Roblox, but not that big. Considering how big that imbalance is.
Do you see DraftKings on there? I mean, just have a quick
I
look. I
didn't
mean,
see-
I don't
I
think
did not see it,
it's
didn't
never
see
really on there. There's Meta right there with a sell. We can go over this if you guys want to. There's my kid Baxter. I wonder what he's doing there as a sell. I mean, I would buy Baxter at this point. I think he's going to get a great job, and the guy's been absolutely fantastic in college, and I love that kid. So, all right, Roblox right there. Yeah, that's the big one. I don't see DraftKings, but I don't need to see DraftKings on here because you know what DraftKings is? Money. Right now, nicely up to 13. Like I said, man, we'll go into the hall on base hits with DraftKings, and there it is, a nice little move to the upside right now. Taking names. We're going to have one negative name for us today, and it's going to be AMD, and it's the name that we're in right now as it's starting to go up to the upside, as the whole market's trying to retrace back up right now. 13, 12, 13, 15 right there coming through. 13, 215 is that high that we're looking at. If DraftKings can go, man, then that'd be great. So we're going to go to the upside on that, and here comes AMD. Yeah, let's just get out if it takes out where we're at, 82s. Let's put the stop order in right now for AMD. If it takes it out, I'm just going to, just with my hands, 95.80. What am I long at? 95.79, 95.82. We'll take that out. If it goes back up to the upside, put it in, push enter, and wait for that fill to happen because, hey, man, we are still that dime plus in the money right now for Donkey Kong. And if it continues to go upside, yeah, I don't know if there's any reason to get to 35 today. I mean, we basically have pretty much, like, look at this range in the whole afternoon.
35.
That's 96. That's 81. That's 15 cents. Well, we're in the money now, 13 cents. So, or 12 cents. So we basically have the whole range of the afternoon, top to bottom right now. So let's just start taking it out. You guys talk about average true range. Maybe we're getting a little too greedy here with DraftKings.
And just the Comp SRX, I think it was sort of Crypto Gangster wanted the Tesla imbalance. It's 98,000 to sell. And paired off, so here's the paired volume. Paired volume is 1.1 million. Leftover imbalance now 82,000 to sell. So it's very small sell imbalance on Tesla. Again, sometimes these move the stock, but it has to be a relatively large number compared to the actual volume. And Tesla's done 120 million. This just came out of nowhere. NKTR, but that's a penny stock. If you're watching CCL, that's the only one on the balance locator that showed up big that we didn't get to. The sell imbalance literally did not move. So Roblox was probably the one worth watching there. making some move back, and I just got out of DWAC. We have to be out of these. We have to be flat at the end of the day. So the next available move down came right into the evens. That's 14.10. I just took it out. I'll go right back to rinsing and repeating. We short the pops on this every chance we can get. And Tesla, it does bounce. Doesn't bounce off the 190 I wanted, but it is bouncing off 191, down 1.5% and getting smoked. Out of morbid curiosity, I'm just going to check out C3AI. It actually held 24. So I said I would not go long that 24 level. I don't know why I'm checking on my 3-minute and going back. You have to show it on the 15 or the daily. 24, the last level of support last week, and it holds it, at least for now. It goes a whopping $1. But when you're down $10, it doesn't look like much. But that's a decent pullback, or at least bounce, I should say, on C3AI, down 26%. And I would not be surprised if we see $20 in the next couple of days, because that's where a lot of the longs really loaded up here. And if that gets retested, you could see some fireworks.
I did not get my bet in, but I see Dan Emmons there. Close the market before Apple goes green.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that's what's so fun about this.
I think I was sure. I bet
I want to thank
too.
Pratt and everything for Streamlabs and everything, because that was a great call. Created a lot of fun and excitement for everybody. So thanks, Pratt, for that one with Streamlabs. Okay.
It should be closed now, though.
Oh, it's closed now.
It's closed, yeah.
But I'm just saying, people are excited for Apple. Let's go over to Apple quickly here. Apple's another
It's still down, still down.
Yeah, okay, Apple's another positive name for us today. Yeah, you know, whoa, a bad wick. I'm going to get off Apple. But right now, Apple's still down 0.4. Sorry, Dan, I guess, oh no, he must have voted short. He wants the market to close. So, okay, yeah, Apple's, I don't think he's going to get green unless there's some crazy movement here in the last couple seconds. What did that number come out at? I missed it. 300 million to sell.
Almost nothing.
So almost nothing there. DraftKings, did we get a 15 or a 14 there? No, my best outs are 13. Okay, I got to start getting some more out here on DraftKings, because try to get a 10, and we got a 10 there. I thought we were going to get 11s there, so we're getting slowly out of this name. We only have a little piece left. We'll see if we get some more 10s here. If it does rip back up to the upside, we'll get some more out there on 10s, and then just watch out for it. So nice trade. We're almost flat on this as we take some 10s out on DraftKings, and right now I only have 10% left, so that's the end of that. I mean, most of these outs, these were big outs right here at 12s. You know, once we didn't get that 13 and it stopped going to the upside, there's our out for DraftKings. And again, just so we can all be on the same page here, this is why we took it. It broke above this level right there. I'm going to go to Google now, because it was the same kind of level. Let's see what Google did. I didn't even trade this name. This is, yeah, see, so nothing. So this is one of my favorite names to trade as well. But there's the break level that I was talking about for Google that never hit, 104.80. So again, you have VWAP there. You have the 104.80. So let's look at that as comparison to DraftKings. So DraftKings, we didn't have VWAP, we didn't have anything, but there was all underneath supporting it, and we had a break rate there of 19. So this is what I'm doing, man. I'm making notes. I haven't made them in a while. Actually made them like about a month ago and haven't really I haven't continued it. But, you know, with lines underneath and a break, maybe that's something there as well. So we'll continue to look at it, man. DraftKings will hold the rest until the very close, as our stop's not going to trigger. We're nicely in the money on DraftKings, and that's the only name that we have left.
I actually only like breakouts if they have a good, strong support level that it's bouncing from that week.
Yeah,
like if it doesn't have that underneath it, is like kind of like your backstop, then I'm not a huge fan of it. Tesla's now up $1.50 from that 191. It just didn't quite get where I wanted. By the way, Meta did eventually break out, but it's only 3 minutes left to go here.
Cool with?
Oh, I still have orders I should cancel. There we go. Yeah, we were day traders. Got to be flat at the end of the day. Want to be out. But big moves here in Tesla. Meta also breaking out. A lot of things happening at the close. Obviously, shout out to Dan Emmons, who made a big bet on Apple. It doesn't look like it's going to get there. I should have bet the house like you did, or of our fake points. And we do this every single day. We'll try to come up with some more creative things out there. If you have suggestions as to what the daily bet should be for your Trade TV watch points, let us know. So it's not always, is this stock
okay, I have one for tomorrow. Why don't we do this? Why doesn't everybody watch our show in the morning?
Yes.
And will crude oil, because tomorrow at 10:30 is oil.
I like that.
Oil inventories. Will they be a drawdown or build?
Yeah.
I was like, draw up.
Well, the problem, no.
This is the problem when
you want to check
you
the
don't read
expectations
the
too,
script.
What script? You didn't get your again?
No, that's what I'm saying. I didn't get it for yesterday.
I thought I
tomorrow.
emailed it to you just
I didn't
now.
get it for tomorrow yet. I'm gonna have ChatGPT make the script for me, and then
you got to go.
So
in the script, you're going along Apple, and there's some bangs. That's what I.
Hello,
what
Mandarin
I read
lady? No, she's not calling. I just thought it was funny right there. What's up, Mark Knight? Right there. Will the Will the Mandarin lady call Sean at some point tomorrow during the show? I don't think so, but all right, right now. Oh, by the way, I have a
Like
dentist
Mandarin,
appointment.
like
I have a dentist appointment at 5 p.m.
That's
I know Neil hates
That
dentists,
sucks
so I
for you,
just
man.
thought I'd tell you that. Coming out there, no cavities. It's like press your luck. No cavities, no cavities, no cavities, no cavities. Stop! Whammy. We'll see if we have cavities. I have one cavity.
That's not the problem. The braces for the kids that's the.
The braces for the kids, man. That bill's already been damn well paid.
That's the one,
She
man.
gets them next month. And so this is how I roll. The orthodontist goes to me, you know, there's a 5% discount if you pay up front.
Hell yeah. No.
Here's the cash.
I thought you were going to say
you know,
cash.
You know what I said?
I'm like,
cash?
do they take cash?
No, no.
Like,
I asked if she takes crypto.
well, I mean,
That
I
was
wouldn't
denied.
have expected
That was denied. But anyways, yeah, man, there's 5%
straight
discount.
cash, homie.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I had to pay by debit, I think. So equivalent to cash there. I pushed all in on that, even though I still get like 2% or so on credit card. But
The best
I'm
is the
taking-
points on the card. You know what I always hated? You couldn't pay you couldn't pay things like tuition on the credit card. Like there's so many limits on what you can and can't do.
You just got to get the cash.
Straight-
Points you
straight
can turn
cash,
into
homie.
cash.
Well, that's exactly the whole point. Is you want to get them points. That's what it's all about.
It's 45 seconds.
45 seconds to go. We got a special guest on the bell, and Apple is going to close red. So congratulations to everybody that bet that one. I think we teed it up here. I think you're. Do we want to introduce? We're introducing our newest. member of the
We
team.
are.
So, newest member of the team joining with the ones and twos. It is Mahad on the bell, not Fahad,
Not
Mahad.
Fahad.
And here's the best part: he can dust Fahad on the basketball
Yes,
court.
he can.
I mean, run circles around him on the basketball court when
From
he
what
wants
we've
to.
heard, from what
no,
we've
no,
heard.
from what I've seen on tape, baby.
Can
he's
Fahad
a
confirm
beast.
a one-on-one battle with Mahad? Who would wind up winning? The only thing that I know is here's another gentleman from which hair I am extremely jealous of. All right,
Need a
3,
transplant.
Mahad, 2, 1. I like it. Thank you, Mahad, for that one. As, yeah, man, we are expanding the team here more and more and more. I'm still in this because I didn't get any
Word.
fills. So we're going to punch out of DraftKings and move on from there. So, all right, great day. Thank you to everybody for
Apple
joining
red.
us one more time. Apple red.
Red.
Neil has it up 0.32. So we'll adjust said score
Boom.
and figure that out when we get back from Brendo. How was the day?
I was just actually looking at still at the top of the range from the past couple of weeks, coming off 3 in a row. So, I mean, it was red, but whatever. 0.37 right now for the NASDAQ. There we go. 0.37 for the NASDAQ, 0.69, 0.58 for the S&P, but still, again, not really causing too much damage so far this week overall.
What? I missed that. Fahad's trying to talk in my ear. I didn't really catch that.
What was he saying?
Did you hear that?
Right. But who would win on a court?
We played yesterday one-on-one.
Yeah, and?
For,
And? So they played one-on-one yesterday.
it was up to 11, and it kept going until 28-28.
So as what Neil said is that he would dust you. That's a flat.
Basically, that just tells me that Mahad is a nice guy, and he doesn't want to.
Why do you think Mahad can beat him so badly?
Because I've
though?
seen tape of him. I'm
Yeah.
just saying.
You have not seen tape of Fahad.
I've seen
I'm
it.
actually, honestly, I'm tired of all this doubt
seen it.
of
I've seen it.
Fahad.
I've seen enough.
Like,
I've seen enough.
I almost think that he might be able to beat you in a
seen
race at this point. I have
Good.
so much faith.
Good. Bet on him.
That's right. That would be what we could use points for on our bets.
Just put all your points when we have this race. Once the weather gets a little nicer, I think we're going to actually do it. But it's all in good fun.
We
you guys
are
know,
actually doing it.
it's fun around here. We went to Brendan, right?
Yeah.
We did, right?
Yeah, we went to Brendan.
we came
already.
back.
Yeah, he did that little review. He did the
did the
top
review,
thing.
just
And you
making
complained
sure.
they didn't hear anything because Fahad was talking in your
No,
ear.
Fahad was saying stuff in my ear.
All right, Brendo, great job today, man. Great job on those 2 interviews. I know they're kind of thrown last minute, so thank you so much for that. Any interviews? Go ahead.
I was just going to say, just watching former President Trump getting back on his plane. Remember tonight, guys, 8:15, I think it was, on Rumble. He's going to make some comments. So on his way back to Florida right now.
I'm going to go down to the Rumble head office and,
On King Street.
I know, exactly.
Good for them.
Yeah, no, I won't be doing that. I got my dentist. Well, dentist is at 5 o'clock. So hopefully, if I'm still in that chair at 8 p.m., you may not
Something
be
bad's happening.
seeing me here tomorrow. But yeah, what a great day we got Mahad there. So that was great to show off our newest talent. And thank you. He's been doing an absolutely bang up job on the 1s and 2s. So big ups to him, and thank you so much for joining the team as we continue to grow. Oh, did we just do that shot? Do that shot again if you have it. There they are. There's Prad, Mahad, Fahad. squad over there. So that's going to be a really great team, and we're really excited for everybody moving forward. And a big thank you, of course, to the midday guys. We've already thanked Brendan. Thank you to our guests today as well. Those are some good guests. Thank you so much to everybody there. A little bit of crypto talk today. You know, hopefully we're going to get more crypto on our system, and when that happens, we'll be trading that a little more aggressively. Right now, we don't really have a true offering, so when that comes, we'll be doing that. No earnings tomorrow, Brenda. We're not in that zone yet.
Next Friday.
Ooh, next Friday.
Next Friday.
We'll start off with some banks, baby. JP Morgan, I think, and BAC on tap. 1, 2. Maybe WFC, they all kind of go in.
Yeah, I think it's the 3.
I just know Morgan's the last of the big ones.
Yeah, and Goldman and Morgan kind of come on the back end of that. So, all right, it's 4:03. We got places to go. Thank you so much for joining us here at Trader TV Live. For Neil, Brendan, I'm Sean. We're the team that will see you tomorrow at 8:30. So check in then. Ciao.